30 minutes, like, want to do a workout, and absolutely. We'll
Yeah.
just knock it out real quick, super simple, because I want to get back into feeling good, not necessarily like the craziest shape of my life, but like I want to get back to just feeling good, like especially mentally, you know? And I think that would just help, just take out all the stress and get a good, just sweat, just get a good sweat going.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've always found whenever working out, it is one of those things that when you first get back into it, it's really rough. But once you get over that initial hump of just getting, for one, getting the routine, two, the physical aspect of it, just getting your body reacclimated with moving that way, working out that way,
Yeah.
breathing that way, because all of those patterns are new to your body, or readjusting back to those patterns. It's always a little rough, but I would
Oh,
be down
absolutely. I
because
will die because smoking. Like, I already die at, I get on the Peloton bike a lot. I need to get on it today and tomorrow and stuff, but um no, yeah, it's actually been helping my breathing, like, cuz we sit down in game. We
yeah.
sit down and stream for hours, and I'm getting to the point where it's like, dude, I can't even put my socks on like normal. I have to literally bend like a certain way. I know I'm getting fat too, so I got like an extra belly, but my sleep schedule is also fucked. Like I'm eating, sleeping instead of staying up like the normal hours. So today I got up at 7, forced myself, even though I took a 3-hour nap because I was like, holy fuck, I'm a zombie. But I got a lot of stuff done, and dude, I don't feel bloated. I woke up at a good hour. I mean, you're already ahead of that, so I'm trying to just,
Yeah, but not
mentally and physically.
not really lately, because I was doing super well with my sleep schedule. So I was doing really well with it whenever I was before the whole work situation happened, where I
Uh-huh.
was getting up every single day, maybe like either with Kayla at the same time or very shortly thereafter, like by like 8 normally.
Oh yeah,
And
you're way ahead of it. I was waking
and
up at like
yeah,
2
well,
in the afternoon, dude. Like,
well, good old depression last month changed that up for me. So
same.
I think the earliest I've been getting up lately is like 11, which I know is still better than it used to be for me, but
Better
uh,
than me.
but I'm getting back into a proper sleep schedule slowly but surely, and it's really weird. So you can be a night person and be healthy. It is possible to do that. Working out and
Yes.
going to the gym and stuff. It's just being like having the discipline to still like function normally, but the opposite schedule of like what's normal. Because
Yeah.
when COVID happened, I when COVID happened, I my sleep schedule whenever I was working at T-Mobile, it completely 180. Like it went where I was up all night, like literally from I don't know, like 8 o'clock. I was waking up at like probably 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I was up
Yeah.
until about 10 a.m. and then I would sleep during the day. But I
Yeah.
felt that honestly, I was the at that point in time that was the best I'd physically felt after sleeping in years, literally years. I remember I called my
Huh.
mom and we had a conversation about it. And I actually started doing some research, just some general like looking into that type of sleep pattern. And there are people that naturally operate better on that kind of a schedule. It's just good luck finding any kind of a normal like 9 to 5 that supports that sleep schedule, or
Yeah.
having maintaining relationships or friends, because most people just can't operate
You're
like that.
weird. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
why? Because I stay up till 10 in the afternoon or 10 in the morning and go to sleep and then wake up at 5 p.m.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. What do you mean? That's weird. That's normal to
yeah.
me.
You
But
wake up at 4 in the morning, you're fucking weird. Like,
what what's interesting about that though is when I was talking to my mom about it, she said when she was about my age, she naturally kind of gravitated towards that, and then once she got a little bit older, like into her 40s, because my mom is I love you, mom, if you're watching. I'm so sorry to like throw you under the bus, but she's 49 this year. She just turned 49, and whenever we were talking about it though, she was like, yeah, I can't do that anymore. I go to bed by like 9 p.m. The other night we talked on the phone for like 3 hours because I only talk to her like once a month. We were
Huh.
uh, we were talking, and basically she was like, yeah, I have to be in bed by 9 o'clock. And we were talking, it was probably like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and she was just like, well, there goes my whole sleep schedule for the week
Oh
going into
my
the
gosh.
weekend.
Even 30 minutes over. Oh yeah, my mom and daughter literally will be like, "Oh, it's 7 o'clock. We're going to bed," and I'm like, "The
Yeah,
fuck?
it
Like
it is
what?"
it is the fact that people go to bed that early is so hard for me to process. I don't. My brain is so wide open at seven
Oh yeah,
o'clock in the after. To me, I consider 7 the afternoon. I don't even consider it
yeah.
nighttime yet, even though it's dark outside. I. It's hard for me to look at my watch. Like right now, it's 8:13, and I'm just like, it's only 8 o'clock. It's not that late.
Yeah.
Like, like
I've been up since 7 and stuff, and then like I'm like recharged, but like 6 p.m. right now, it literally that's normally like morning still for me. Like it's
yeah.
still like going into the afternoon, like, and I'm over here like, oh man, I'm gonna be going to sleep tonight. Oh wait a minute, I'm gonna take a nap, and then oh my god, almost 4 hours have passed. Like I'm gonna stay up till fucking 5 in the morning now. Like,
I know.
okay, good. So my schedule's changing, but not. Yes,
Yeah,
like,
like I asked you earlier, like, what are you doing when we're done with this? And you were just like, oh, I'm gonna stream. And I'm thinking, like, oh, so you're gonna be up all night long, like all fucking night long. Like,
yeah, yeah.
all right. Well, whenever I can't fall asleep because my mind won't shut up, I'll be in Discord to hang out with you. How about that?
Dude, lately I've just been doing like 2 to 3 games of Call of Duty, and then I'll just be like, I'm gonna make a tier list of fucking Disney movies, or like, I've been doing that, or what else have I been doing? I need to get so my next Lego build is gonna be Carnage and Venom.
Dude, that'll be sick. Do you have
I
the
can't
Lego
wait.
builds that you and your brother did on stream? Did
Yeah,
did,
they're
did you guys
I
finish them?
oh yeah, they're right
Oh, let
here.
me.
This is
I want to
the
see him.
this is the Darth Vader. I
Oh, yo, I have
I
something
beat my brother, like, and he did the Boba Fett.
cool to show you. You want to see it?
Yes.
I found
Did
this
you
at
do it too?
not a Lego, but I found this at Goodwill like forever ago. You ready?
Yes.
It's the same bust.
Oh my god. It's literally like that is awesome.
But what's cool is it's got a little stash hideaway.
Oh my god, for cookies or
Definitely cookies.
yeah,
Yo,
cookies.
cookies. Oh my god.
Vader cookie jar.
It is cool though, man. Like Kayla and I, we every once in a while we get a random like wild hair to go to Goodwill and we'll just
There's the
walk through
Batman.
there. Oh, that is
The
so
Batman was my favorite one to do.
it looks so good too. They
This
look
piece for the nose, it was longer. Like it went up. It's supposed to go. I don't know if you could see it,
I
but
can.
see the gap right here. It's
Yeah.
supposed to go under, but for some reason the parts were weird. So I just took off that part and I made it work.
Yeah. It looks
Or
good.
I just or I just put the piece on that like moves it like that backwards, which I probably did.
Is the one that your brother built is it in your room or is he got in his room?
I gave it to him. It's in his room.
Okay. I need to get him to send me a picture of it because I think you guys were finishing whenever I was streaming, so I didn't get that chance
Oh,
to
it
catch
was
it whenever you guys
so
were
fun.
building.
Dude, after the stream, like I'll play Call of Duty, right? And then, I get the notification of, oh, the live viewers. So you get like the people that have Twitch accounts and then that don't but watch, and it still shows you.
Yeah.
At least that's what I think.
Are you
I could be
are
wrong.
you talking about on the Streamlabs or Stream Elements? Like the report, like the post stream report that they email you?
The Twitch one though,
Oh, the
not
Twitch one.
like
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So like when it says like max views like, oh, 17 for example, but then you look over and it's like live views and it says like fucking 53 or something. Like, do you know what I'm like if you pull up Twitch?
Yeah, I'm pulling up my analytics so I can look at it with you. Oh, okay, where did my views come from? And then it like says like followers, other browse page, and then it says like external views direct, and then it just lists off like TV or mobile, but it doesn't say that they have an account.
Oh no, no, no. So go to the creator dashboard and then go
Uh,
to channel analyst.
where is
See
channel?
how it
Oh, channel
so
analytics.
it's on the yeah,
Okay.
on the insight.
Anal
And then at the top it
analytics.
yes. For mine it's
Okay.
like max viewers, average viewers, live views, and then follows and then subscriptions. I think you could customize it to how you like it. But
Okay.
for the live views, so stream summary, like for example, on my Friday, April 1st, it was a short stream, 2 hours and 30 minutes. Average viewers 2, max viewers 4, unique viewers 14, unique chatters 8, live views 22, followers 2, new subscriptions 2. So what I think is like, you know, the max views, that's great and dandy, like, with stats and stuff. But I feel like at the end of the day, the live views are what mainly count. Like,
Well,
and the
yeah.
live views are counting the people that click on your link but don't know how to make like, the the profile or don't feel like making the profile. Like when I play Call of Duty, that's how it is. Like live views, like 20, I think sometimes, like especially during COVID and the pandemic. I mean, the live views were up in the hundreds, but
Yeah.
every time I do the Lego,
Uh-huh.
it's like, oh, max views like 20 or 30, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then the live views, it'll say like 150, and I'm like, where the fuck are all those people, man? Like, like, what are you talking about? Like,
So what you're saying
it's
is
just weird.
everybody should come hang out with you while you build Legos, because Legos are fucking dope as shit.
Yes,
But
I mean,
I know what
it goes, yeah.
I know. Well, I was just gonna compliment and tie into what you were saying, because I try to look at streaming and really just overall content creation in a very, I don't want to say it's like a different way. It's just I'm slowly starting to realize like the average doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It's your outreach, and then it's also
Exactly.
it's also like the click impression. So like,
Yes.
sure, cool. If you're hovering at like 5 viewers, 10 viewers, it doesn't really matter. But if you're not showing growth of like new people clicking on, you're not really showing opportunity for growth. Opportunity for growth is way more important, I feel like, than like
Yeah.
consistent. Like, yeah, you want the consistent viewership, but you always want to be bringing in somebody new. So whenever you make content, at some point they may be interested in watching it or looking at it, and you'd rather have a consistent flow of that kind of trickle growth than just all at once and then it's all gone.
Yeah.
So I worked in sales for a really long time, and I worked at GameStop for almost 4 years. I almost feel like we should do an episode of just me telling stories. Honestly, I could, dude. We could do.
That would be awesome.
We could probably do a 4-hour episode. I'm not kidding,
Behind
bro.
the scenes of GameStop.
Don't ever work there. It is not. It is not what you, when you're a kid and you're going in there with your mom. It is nothing like that. Literally, anyways, that's a whole nother thing. But
a whole other ball game.
Yeah, but what I brought that up for is I had a manager, and it's like they want you to sell, obviously, but the thing is you don't work off commission. So the people that are there selling, if you can tell if somebody knows what they're talking about, and if they know what they're talking about and they're like really hyping something up, they're probably doing it because they're really passionate or really enjoy what they're talking about. I know for me, dude, I used to sell Fallout 3 because
those were your babies,
bro.
Those were your games.
I think the only game that's now officially booted it off of the #1 spot and Ocarina of Time, which me and Red actually, I informed him of what Ocarina of Time was today, because I'm gonna give you a hard time. I'm gonna roast you for not ever playing it.
Which Red? Because there's 3 of us basically.
You.
Oh, me. Oh, I was like, I thought you were talking about Red Hood or something. I was like, yeah. Oh shit, it's me.
No, I'm gonna roast you, bro. You never play Ocarina of Time, but we'll tell that story of how I learned that today in a second. But whenever I was working there, though, I think the only game though that's what I was getting at is that has knocked off Fallout from being like my favorite game of all time would be Elden Ring. That is just an amazing game.
It's a beautiful game.
It is like so close to perfect. But anyways, at the time, I worked there from right before the PlayStation 4 came out, so right at the tail end of the 7th generation of consoles, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360. In my humble opinion, the best generation of gaming that we've ever had. It just I mean, it's just I could literally talk for hours about why I think that's the best generation, but I used to hype talking up Fallout 3, and at the time it had already been out for 4 years, I believe, or so, 4 or 5 years. And I used to get in trouble literally by my manager all the time, not my original hiring manager, but the guy that replaced her. And he'd be like, why are you trying to sell a game that's $8 when you could push this game that's $50 and we'd be closer to our pre-owned goal? And I'm like, why? If it's a game that's solid, sure, I'll talk it up. But I would rather sell somebody something for $5 and know that they're going to come back and continue to trust me and spend money than sell them one game one time and then it's a piece of shit and they hate it and then they never come back and let me sell them anything ever again. That's why most people, when they go into a GameStop store, what is the first thing you do? You go up there, you get the shit, and you tell them, I don't want anything that you're trying to fucking sell me, and you get it and you leave. And really, most people now, I don't really know personally a lot of people that still go shop at GameStop on their own anymore. Unless you need something. When
I heard we had digital download, that's when I stopped. But I do miss waiting till midnight out at GameStop as a kid. Those memories, especially with Halo, Call of Duty, I will always treasure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the coolest experiences for me I was what they call a SGL. Well, they changed the name. I'm sorry. It was SGA when I started, Senior Guest Advisor. And then...
technical.
Yeah, man, I was fancy, bro. I had like a lanyard. I had a lanyard with a name tag and everything, bro. I was...
Shit!
Dude, I was legit as fuck. And then they changed it to SGL, Senior Guest Leader, which I thought was fucking stupid, but that's just my thoughts on that. And then apparently I went to this GameStop near my house a few weeks ago, and we were just kind of talking because, dude, their turnover rate is so fucking insane. Like every time I go, I think they are restaffed with new people every single time. So I have to go through this spill every single time whenever they pitch me like the pro card and shit. And I'm like, okay, I've told everybody up here, I'm going to fill you in. I am a Twitch streamer. I literally only come up here to buy something I'm going to play once or twice, and then I bring it back before 7 days, and I get a refund. Or I come up here to buy a currency card to do a giveaway, like to my community. Other than that, I do not buy shit from GameStop. You do not have to sell me anything because I'm so sorry to tell you, you're going to spend 30 minutes pitching me all this shit to sell me a $10 game, and then tomorrow you're going to see me bringing it back. So, I'm just being completely transparent. I'm being honest with you. Don't waste your time. I will do the survey for you, and I will give you a perfect score and say you did everything that you were supposed to do. I tell every single person when I go to GameStop, don't pitch me shit. but I'm getting I'm getting complete. Like I am so passionate about
No, dude, you're
that.
fine.
I'm so
Wait,
passionate about that.
are we recording right now?
Dude, we've been recording
Oh
for
my god.
we've been
I was
recording.
gonna say like, oh man, we totally just started talking about stuff. I don't know if we're even recording.
Yeah, we've been recording for 20 minutes, buddy.
Oh
We
god.
got all that all the way back from sleep schedule all the way to GameStop. It's all
Oh,
there.
dude. I
Uh,
think like with GameStop too, the like you said, like the only reason why you'd go in is giveaways. I would always buy those cards, like whether it was a Steam, Xbox, PlayStation. I'd buy all three because you do a giveaway and it's like, hey, first winner, do you want Steam, Xbox, like that. And then I was like, oh, I could literally do that off Amazon and literally get the code like that.
yeah.
Like, so that was another reason why I didn't go in anymore. And then, like I said, the digital copies, so you didn't have to wait. Plus, you get it like, sometimes they release it, at 9 or 10 instead of midnight.
Yeah.
And then when you go to trade in the games or something, like, they're depending on the person behind the desk or something, some will be like, hey, yeah, I get it. You take good care of your games. Like, there's no scratches. I could give you a better price for this. But the one GameStop that we have here, dude, I have taken in like, and it's so hard because I love keeping all of my games, everything that I have. But like how I grew up, it was like you want the next best thing, I have to go trade it in or mow lawns or have like some job as a 13, 14, 15-year old, and it's like I guess I'll go trade in my PS4 for the new Xbox 360 or the PS2 for an Xbox 360, and then
Yeah.
it's like you do not have enough. That PlayStation 2 is worth, I don't know, $5 and you're like, "What?"
That
Like
is a bit of an exaggeration, but it's not inaccurate either though. It's not
no, yeah,
inaccurate.
that was very it
But
was just an example
I can
like
give you an example that I specifically had to do to somebody that I felt like a piece of shit, man. I felt like a fucking scumbag. Do you want to hear this story? I can give you guys an exclusive
I think
story.
everybody wants to hear it. Yeah, everybody's cheering.
Yeah, tell us the story. The millions of listeners that we have. Yeah.
Pitchforks and knives. GameStop, fuck you. No,
Hey,
just kidding.
hey,
Like,
we may not have millions of listeners, but I will say this before I tell this story is that each and every single person that's listening or watching these videos, I know I appreciate it. I know the other guys do. And it's every single week, we're not by any means big or blowing up, but there is trickle in growth. And this is tying into what everything that we're talking about with the trickle growth with Twitch and me getting in trouble because I'd rather preserve trust and resilience of like camaraderie between me and my customers rather than just fuck them over. So I say the same to you guys. To those that listen, thank you, and to those of you trickling in, continue to do so. I appreciate you guys as well. But so I will tell this story though. So this was probably 2000 and I want to say like late 2014, maybe middle 2014, because the Xbox One and the PS4 had been out maybe a year, like if even a full year yet. It was still new. Do you guys remember? Do you remember the original Xbox One? It was like half of it where the vent was on the top. It was matte, and then on the left side over the disc tray, it was like a gloss. And if you just farted in the direction, it would scratch that gloss all up. Like it was easily scratched, like super easy scratched.
now that I think about it, yeah. It was really
You're
bad.
muted, by the way. I can't hear you.
I'm muted? Hello? I
Hello?
shouldn't be muted.
I can
Hello?
barely hear you, dude.
Hello.
Oh, that your mic went from that maybe.
There, hello?
Oh, there we go. Now I can hear you. So
That was weird.
yeah, that was strange.
I wasn't muted. That was weird.
Huh, that's
Okay,
strange.
we're good.
So anyways though, so yeah, like you would barely just touch this gloss side of the Xbox and it would just scratch. I mean,
Fart on it.
or fart, you just fart in that general direction and just the fart particles would float through the air and just scratch it all up. And so anyway, so this guy comes in and he's crying. Dude, he's like tears, like running down his face. And this is why, like, whenever you and I talk about what you were telling me before I started recording, that Kayla told you, no, you don't miss that. You missed the idea.
Yes.
Okay, this is why we encourage you, because of shit like what I'm about to tell you, and you staying strong in that. Because, so this guy walks in and he is just fucking crying, dude, upset. Like, and I didn't know his name, and to this day I don't know his name, but I helped him a lot. I recognize, I would, if he walked in here right now in here, I would recognize him, like, because
hopefully he doesn't know where you live and walks right.
That would be weird,
house,
but yeah,
yes.
if he just somehow magically showed up, I would be like, yeah, it's this guy. Like,
hey, what up, GameStop guy? I found out where you live. I know you don't work there anymore. I've been trying to track you down for years. Like,
I've been trying to track you down for years because I knew you were wanting to tell this story one day, because it was an extremely embarrassing day in my life. So thanks for sharing it with the entire fucking internet.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, bro. No, but yeah, so he walks in and he's crying, and he's got his Xbox One. He's got 2 controllers. He had, at the time, every single Xbox game that had come out. Every single game. Every single Xbox game. And he walks in and he says, bro, I don't know how much this is worth or whatever, but I cannot walk back out with it, because if I do, my wife will leave me. And I said, okay, like, because I'm like, this is kind of awkward, but I don't want to be like weird about it, you know. I don't want to make the guy feel uncomfortable, but I'm uncomfortable because I'm like, this is a grown-ass man, and he's crying about like selling all his shit, and then he just tells me that my wife is gonna leave me if I walk out with this stuff. So here I am having, you know, I've already heard this conversation thousands of times from people at this point. And then, like, you tell them, like you said about that joke, oh, I'll give you $5. And then their wife comes in pissed off because you don't give them enough money for the shit. But it's like, I don't control how much your stuff is worth. That's a corporately controlled thing.
Is going. I'm excited now.
Huh?
I said, I think I know where this is going. I'm getting excited now.
So I process it. And I'm processing it, and it's the first game. The game has just a scratch, like a deep just line through it. And I go, okay, pretty rough on that one. I'm going to have to defect that one out, but I can still take it. It was still a fairly new game. I think it was still worth like $20 with like the refurb fee. So like it had just came out.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit less. It might have been like $15, but it was still like not a bad amount for a game that was not even fucking playable. And then, like, I started noticing a trend. Like, every single game had just what looked like a razor blade just cut right through the middle of it. And so I do all that, and then I get to his Xbox.
The wife.
I don't know that for sure, but it's safe to assume. She really wanted him to get rid of this shit. And then I got to the controllers. It had been thoroughly like thrown. Now whether that's him raging out and busting it, or like she like was like, get this shit out of the house, and like threw it. Well, then we get to the Xbox. The Xbox was honestly, it was in perfect shape. The only thing wrong with the Xbox was that one side, it was scratched. But at the time, this is one of those stupid ass policies. If there was any kind of cosmetic damage, you had to defect it.
Yeah.
And, bro, I gave this man $85.
Just for the console or altogether?
All of it. $85, dude. And and before we finalized, I said, dude, don't take this from me. Don't leave this here. Please go sell it. Like, literally, I said, I will take all the games. You can tell your wife you got rid of all the games, but you could sell this for $100 with these busted, like, with these broken controllers. I was like, you probably even sell them for like $150. Because
Yeah.
if you remember, the Xbox One launched at like $500. It was $100 more than the PlayStation 4. I was like, there's nothing wrong with the console. And I said, it's none of my business, but it looks like somebody really wanted you to get rid of this stuff because it's all broken. So I understand the urgency. But you could easily trade in your busted controllers, replace it with a brand new one, and not have to pay for that. And then put the whole Xbox like on Facebook Marketplace and sell it for like $200.
Oh yeah.
Somebody will buy this for their kid or something. He's like, you don't understand. If I go out of this store with anything video game related, she will leave me here and she will leave. And I was just like, oh, okay, man. And I counted out $85 cash and gave it to him because he obviously, like, store credit wise, he was gonna get like closer to like 150.
Yeah.
And I was like, you could do this and then like do something with it. And he's like, and that was like, I think around the time of that, we had just started like selling cricket. I was like, do you have cell phone service? Like, I was like trying to get him more value for like what he was. I just felt like a scumbag, but I mean, there was nothing I could do about it. And what people fail to realize is like the people that do it, that work there, have zero control over the price. And it really sucks because in those situations, if you have a good person behind the counter, they want to really actually do right by the person that they're helping. Yeah. And that was, I think it was almost as painful for me as it was for him to walk out knowing he spent over $1,000 for all this stuff and he walked out with $85.
Oh yeah.
Now you want to talk about
that's the realism of it.
You want to talk about feeling or be just straight up ripped off, dude. Like, now don't get me wrong, if you catch promotions, like if you're a gamer and you're like you were talking about trading stuff in, I remember when I worked there, bro, I was good at working this shit. Like where you could I worked a lot of Call of Duty midnight releases and where like people could trade stuff in and we had a lot of promotions. Oh, if you buy a pro card and you trade this game in towards this, you get a trade in dude, I was getting people like lined out the door with like the game and everything. Yeah, like the game and the season pass back when they did season passes and stuff, and they weren't like paying at all for it. Like they were just, okay, here's my old shit, thanks dude. Like, you know, they may have had to spend $10 or $15 and like that would be it. You know, I was really good at my job, and as you guys have noticed, Josh is not here tonight. He had some last minute stuff come up, but Josh will tell you we will have to do a GameStop story podcast, and he will tell you that I was really good at my job as far as selling, but selling in a way that you as the person spending your money really benefited. Like I believe in like, again, it goes back to what I was saying. I believe that if you're going to work in that type of environment, you want to really build a strong resilience to basically not making your business look like a shithole or like it's there to rip people off. If you take care of people, they will continue to come back and take care of you. It's just, I've even told after I left, after working in T-Mobile off commissions, like I still kept that same philosophy. Dude, I made so much money working in sales and commission. I just couldn't do it anymore. That was an unhealthy work environment for me with my mental health and stuff, because just they want you to sell a bunch of shit that you don't even buy into. You know what I mean? Like they want,
especially as a gamer, you're just like, why?
Yeah. I remember they used to have us push like these pre-owned accessories really big, and it was always like wireless charging docks or like old, like just stuff that was very niche, like it was useful, but not everybody needed it. And you know, our store, because GameStop literally will take anything if you bring it in there if it's in their system, we just had a overflow of just this old bunch of Xbox 360 like accessories and stuff, and they were just on us about trying to get that shit out the door. And I'm like, why would anybody buy this? The Xbox One is out. Like, like if people come across it and they're like, hey, this is something useful for me and my retro setup, cool, I will sell it to you. But I'm not gonna sell, Red here, Tyler, an Xbox One, and then try to upsell him on a fucking charge base for a 360 controller. Like, that doesn't fucking make any sense.
I would walk straight out the door and say, "You're out of your goddamn mind." Like,
um, dude, who knows? Maybe we should just make this the GameStop story episode, because now I just want to tell stories, bro.
dude, do it.
So, all right.
Might as well, like, give us another one.
You want another one? So
yeah, give us like have you ever had like a freak out? Like someone just freak out? From that smile, yeah, okay. My coffee, I'm gonna put my legs up and we're gonna listen to this.
So before I tell this story, I want to point something out that those of you watching, as well as Tyler, may notice. What do I not have tonight, and what do I have right now?
You have vitamin water.
Okay. What do I normally have when we're doing this podcast?
A dildo.
Yes. No. I usually have alcohol.
A glass of scotch.
Yeah. Or beer, right?
No, Chad. He drinks scotch all the time. He's a man with a beard.
So, John Beard, so Bearded Renegade, one of our teammates on the Beard Gang, he actually reached out to me and said he wanted to do like a alcohol cleanse, because he has not done one like ever, like a full just, I don't want to drink alcohol for this much time, right?
Yeah.
So I said, what's your goal? And he said, I want to do it for a year. So
Challenge.
I asked him. So he said, basically, he was like talking to me, and at first I was like, all right, man, well, when you come over, like, I won't drink, and I will try not to have alcohol out, like, where you can see it and stuff. Because, like, when I was younger, in my early 20s, like, I was very depressed. I was an alcoholic. Like, it took me a long time to learn self-control, and just, I had a lot of problems. And I'm very open and transparent about that. Like, because I don't want anybody else to fall into that trap. It's very dangerous for yourself, and for not just yourself, but the people around you in the world and in your household and your finances. I had no money ever. I had no money. My credit was destroyed because I couldn't pay for anything, and I was literally like living off hand change in my cup holder of my car. So like, I understand the dangers of alcohol quite literally on every single level because I've experienced it. But so as I thought about it, and he was saying like, I want to do it for a year and stuff, and he by no means is an alcoholic. He just wants to do a system clean. I get that. Yeah. I still do that every once in a while. I'll do like 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. So I'm all for it. And you usually feel a lot better after you do that for a while. But I thought about it, and I was like, I haven't actually done a cleanse in like probably about 2 years or so. So I decided I would do it with him. So yeah, at least for the next year, that's the goal, is there will not be any alcohol on my screen during the podcast. I don't care if you guys do. It doesn't bother me to see other people drink, but so I'll be joining him in that cleanse. So you guys will see me drinking things like vitamin water and stuff like that.
Vitamin water.
So anyways,
it'd be sick if we were sponsored by Liquid Death water.
Dude, then I could look like I'm getting wasted, but I'm drinking water. Sponsor us, Liquid Death.
Liquid Death sponsor us.
Because, dude,
be dope.
I've had their water one time, and it was actually fucking banging, dude. It was really good.
So good.
It was really
so good.
And it really looks like you're drinking like a tall boy. Like, that's really what it looks like. But so anyway, so sorry to get off track there. I just wanted to say that because usually I have like a whiskey glass or something like that. So
very classy.
Yeah, so just helping out a homie and joining in on the party and the fun there of being sober for a year.
Hell yeah.
So anyways though, so your question again was, have I ever had a freak out from like a customer or an employee, or either?
Either.
Do you want like, what level of freak out are we talking? Like I was
like
scared.
The greatest freak outs ever, like fucking shoving a controller up your ass freak out.
So I haven't had a freak out that intense. Anything going up my ass. But I
Well,
have
no.
I have been snatched over the counter.
What?
I have been snatched over the counter. So the store I worked at, I will not location drop, name drop, or anything. So any names that you guys hear, I will say for the sake of protection of myself and those individuals,
Antarctica.
they will be completely made up. But I will give general locations of things. So it was in Tennessee, and in this area there is I believe it is I can't remember if it's state or county, but it is a prison. So it's very close by. So I dealt with a lot of recently released inmates who were coming in there to buy video games because like they hadn't played in years and they wanted to play games and stuff, and stay out of trouble, which I'm all for. If that helps you stay out of trouble and stay on track, I'm all for it. Do your thing. So
100%.
So this guy came in, and he quite regularly came in. He's a bigger guy, he's a little bit bigger, heavier set guy. Really nice though. We'll call him, for the sake of this story, we'll call him John. That is not his name, but we will call him John. So I will be referring to him as
Big
John.
Tony.
Big John. So Big John came in very regularly, and he made it very well known he was recently released. He was very open about that, very transparent. And whenever I first talked to him, and at the time, this is so far long back that they were still selling, if you guys remember, the white Xbox 360s, the like arcade editions, and then you could buy the external hard drives that snapped on the top.
Little bastards.
Do you remember those?
Oh yeah, I still got it. I got the red rings. I don't know how many times.
Yeah, the Red Ring of Death Xbox. Yeah, that one. So this guy came in, and this is back when you could buy them for, they were, I think, $69.99 or $59.99. They were really cheap. They were really good if you had a kid or like a family member getting into gaming, like brand new, fresh. They were good for that because you weren't spending a lot of money, but it would give you an opportunity to, hey, okay, I like this, or I'm not really feeling this. I want to try PlayStation, without spending a bunch of money. So I sold this guy this because he had confronted it, or confided in me and said, hey, I just got out of prison. I don't have a lot of money. I just got a job, and I'm just trying to find something that's entertaining because I cannot afford to pay for TV and stuff like that. So I told him about this bundle that we had, and it was an Xbox like that, an arcade one, and it came with a hard drive, and it came with a few games, and I think he only ended up paying after taxes like $100. Like, it was a really good deal. Yeah, it was a super good deal. And I offered him, because GameStop, and I will, to this day, the only thing you will ever hear me shill for GameStop is their protection plan for their consoles and their games, because you can literally take that shit and just fucking smash it in a parking lot and walk inside and go, hey, I accidentally broke this, can I get another one? And they have to process it out. They have to.
Yeah.
It's literally within their policy unless they've changed it. But when I worked there and when they first launched that program, I myself, to show people like how serious it was, I would personally myself have a coworker sell me like a $5 game, put like a $2 protection plan on, and like snap this shit in half, and then they would process it through just so I could show people. Like, that's how legit it was at the time. And to my knowledge, the console stuff, I think they've changed their game policy a little bit, but with consoles, as long as it's not like intentional damage, like if they can prove you intentionally did it, then they technically can say no. But that they've changed it a little bit since I was there, because back when I was there, you could literally run the thing over and they'd switch it out for you. But I think they've changed that just a little bit because people were abusing that. But anyways, So this guy told me, no, I don't want that, I can't afford it. It was only $20, but remember, this guy didn't have a lot of money. He had just gotten out of prison. He literally like had just enough money to cover this. And I said, all right, Big John, you have 30 days. Well, if something's going on within those 30 days with this Xbox, bring it back. I will switch it out for you. I cannot go past 30 days. I will get written up and in trouble. Only my manager can do that. And So I said, if you will come back within 14 days because it's pre-owned, I'll return it and resell it to you, and we'll attach the insurance to it. Technically, you're not supposed to do that, but I got approval from my manager for this guy to do that. And she had my back, and our DM even said, hey, yeah, that's cool, you can do that, I'll allow it with this guy because of his situation, he doesn't have a lot of money, etc., etc. My DM at the time, we'll call her Heather, is super cool. And I actually recently found out that she's actually still with the company, and she's regional manager over near where I live, which is really fucking cool too, because I actually liked her a lot. She was really good at her job. So anyways, so I get this approval. So I tell Big John this, and he said, oh, okay, yeah. You could tell he didn't care. He had no intention of buying this, which, whatever, it's fine. So he comes back. It's like day 40 something. Red Ring of Death. And I told him, I said, John, I'm sorry, I can't do anything for you. All I can do is sell you a new one. I'm really sorry, but it's policy, and I will get in trouble. What you're asking me to do will potentially get me fired, because it would be a form of fraud if I returned it and then sold him a new one, right? Like, it would be a form of fraud. So, bro, this is how I knew too, when he wasn't kidding when he said he just got out of prison. This goes, what the fuck did you say? And I'm like, at this time, I weigh, just for context, I weigh 265 right now. I weighed 140 pounds. I was like this. I was like this fucking big, and this guy probably weighed 400 pounds. And he goes, "Are you fucking with me, boy?" And he just right over the fucking counter, and he just pulls me like that to his face, and he goes, "I will fuck you up if you do not give me another Xbox." And my manager, she was right beside me, and she was a cop for over 10 years. And she literally looks at him, because she knew him, and she goes, "Big John, put my fucking employee down, or I will come over and put your ass on the ground. You will not ever do that to one of my employees. You're lucky I don't, have you fucking arrested." And she told him, she goes, he could fucking press charges for assault.
You should have.
And dude, that guy dropped me so fucking fast, because I was like over the counter like that, leaning over it, and he dropped me, and I fell to the counter, and I just sat back up, and I acted like it didn't bother me, but dude, I was fucking scared. I thought I was gonna fucking die. I thought this guy was gonna kill me over a fucking $80 Xbox, bro. Like, I thought it was.
You literally told him, "Hey, bro, I can do this and that in 14 days or 30, but you have to. Day 45 doesn't count."
Yeah. Bro, I thought I was gonna die over an Xbox. I'm not even kidding. Like, this really happened too. I could call her up right now, my manager.
Oh, I believe
and she would tell you guys the same story. Like, this shit was fucking crazy. It was insane. And the dude just casually, after all this happened, he just grabbed the stuff, and then he just put it in a bag, and he just turned around and walked out. Like, but
oh my God.
And that was probably like the scariest freak out that I've ever had. That was probably the scariest freak out that I've ever had, like, where I thought I was actually potentially going to be met in the parking lot when I got off work that night. Like that kind of scared.
Dear Lord.
And people don't think that people do things over games, like, on that level, but people do. I mean, how about that dude a few years ago with Call of Duty World War II that doxed that one guy, and it turns out it was just some random address, and that guy got killed because the police showed up at his house. That got swatted. I don't know if you remember that or not. It happened in, like, 2018.
It was insane.
It was over $2 fucking $2. And an innocent person died over $2. That is insane.
That's insane.
Yeah. So
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why I got out of that, because it wasn't that I didn't enjoy my job and it didn't enjoy talking to people about something that I'm really passionate about. It was just, it was so unpredictable walking into work what was going to happen for the day.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy to say about a video game store.
Oh, I agree. That's how I felt in bartending. Like, if I had to cut someone off there, I had so many people that would just, especially being a tall, big male, like with tattoos and everything. Like, dude, I would get challenged all the time, and even after cleaning up, it's like, who's out there waiting for me? Like, just because I'm like, you can't drink in here, or you're 86 or something like that. Like, and then it's just like, I'll fucking kill you. It's like right now,
Yeah,
or
like
like,
are you gonna kill me?
like,
Is this
dear
a metaphor? Are you killing
God.
me in your mind? Or are you gonna kill me now? Or are you gonna meet me in the parking lot? Like, which one is it?
It's
Because
wild. Like, it's definitely a stressor. Like, I'm over here, like, just because of that, like, just going to town on my nails.
yeah,
But I'm like,
I'm actually kind of
dude,
like sweating after telling my story because I'm just like I just kind of momentarily went back to that moment. Like, oh my
oh yeah.
god, like
I would have looked at my manager like, hi, I'm gonna go home, change my pants, and I'm probably not gonna come back. Like, I would put in my
dude.
2 weeks, but I quit. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like, I really wanted to, but also at the same time, at that time, I actually saw myself because that was before I learned certain things about that company that
yeah.
is it came out later. I don't know if you remember in like I think it was like late 2015, almost 20. It might have been 2016. There was a lot of articles written about it, but it was called the Circle of Life, GameStop Circle of Life, and it
Yes.
had a
Yeah.
diagram and it was arrows like that, and
Yeah.
it was like customer trades in game, process credit, like all this, the whole process of how like
How it
what
works and
keeps their
everything.
store alive. And
Yeah.
like I remember where that came out, it was so controversial, but I'm just like, dude, I have told so many people about this on such a regular occasion, and it's not an unknown thing. Like, why is the media just, when I say the media, I mean like gaming magazines like The Verge and IGN and like PC Gaming Magazine, like those people. Like,
Yeah.
how are they just now writing stories about this stuff? Like, this is known information. Like, you can interview and ask any GameStop employee, current or former. It's been their business model has literally been the same since they bought EB Games. When I
Oh
worked
yeah.
there, I actually asked at my local GameStop because dude, they don't give a shit, bro. You can just tell them I used to work like I don't want to. I'm not implying or suggesting anybody do this. Please don't do this. Like because it's not cool, really.
Don't
Uh,
fucking do it.
but because I used to work there, like I understand the processes and stuff. But literally, like I walked into my local GameStop and about a month ago, and I needed to get a new part. It was like a cable or something I needed, and Best Buy was closed at the time, I guess because of COVID or something. I don't know, but anyways, they were closed. So I was like, well, I'll just go up the street to GameStop. I just need an HDMI cable. So I went in there, and it's always a curse when I do because I end up talking to the store managers for fucking hours. Kayla does not go to GameStop with me because I just end up talking to them for like an hour at a time, hour or two about things. And every single time I'll ask them, is Circle of Life still a thing? Or do you guys still have certain goals for pre-owned? Like basically all antiquated, very old, outdated business model stuff that eventually will more or less lead to the downfall of this company. It's just
Yeah.
GameStop is a turd. Like when you take a shit and there's like that one little piece of turd that breaks off,
I don't shit,
and it
dude.
and it just
I've
spins
never
and it
shit in my
spins and
life.
it spins and it will not go down. That's GameStop, dude. It really is. Like
Oh my
they are the
god.
broken off turd of like box store games, and it's just slowly spinning and it just won't go down. And you fuckers in the damn stock market shit with the GameStop meme stock trading, you fuckers kept it alive another 3 or 4 years because they were
Yeah.
gonna be.
And got rich as fuck.
We could have got rid of GameStop if everybody just wouldn't have fucking done that during COVID. They would have went away in these
I
conversations.
wish. I wish I did that.
Like,
I'd be rich as fuck.
I know I'm low key like, damn it, I should have invested, but
My brother's friend was invested in it, and he quit his job. He quit everything and said, I'm set for life now." And I'm like,
I have a
I need to get into stocks.
so
Like,
I have a guy that I used to work with and at T-Mobile, and T-Mobile gives their they have I have nothing but great things to say about T-Mobile's benefits. They have an incredible benefits package. Like if you work there, even at like where I was just a sales rep, so I was very bottom of the totem pole. But man, was generating PTO, like so much PTO every paycheck that literally whenever the new year started, I would just grind from January until like May, and I'd have enough PTO saved up that every month I could, from June until November, I could take 1 week off every single month. Every single month I could take a week off. And it was pay
that is
time
nice.
off, so I got paid and I got commission pay, but it was a base pay. It was $90 a day,
Wow.
but it was still $90 a day to be at home. So they had a lot of really good benefits like that. But
Wow.
what I was getting at with that is one of the benefits is they give you stock. I'm not. I don't think you can disclose how much, but they do give you stock. And what was really funny was whenever all that shit was going on with GameStop, a guy I worked with at the time, bro, he took 80% of his stock whenever GameStop was kind of going like that again. He took all of it
Wow.
and just went put it there. So when it shot back up, he cashed it out. He took like $2,000 and turned it into like he turned it into like $10,000, like $11,000.
Oh
Yeah,
my
dude, it was
god.
awesome. I was like, bro, I hate you. I
That
really.
is
And
awesome.
that was before I really had even an understanding of stock market, and now I have a very elementary level, very generic, basic, like stock goes like this, it's bad. Stock goes like that, it's good. Like that,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, like, and you want to catch it when it's like going bad, but then like right before it goes good. Like that's
Right
when you
when
want,
it's getting, yeah.
like, and it's like so basically when he's explaining this to me, I told him it's like, oh, so it's just a legal form of gambling. He's like, exactly, exactly. That's all it
Basically,
is.
basically.
Uh,
I'm learning it. I bought some books on that because after I lost my job in early December, I was like, I literally, if I just learn how to do it, that would be a full-time job right there. And it's like, I mean, it's a 50-50, but if you know what you're doing, like I bought books, I still have yet to read them because I hate reading. But dude, I could literally turn it into a job for sure, especially with the PC that I have. Wake up, like, literally do stocks and day trades for five days, like on Monday through Friday.
mhm.
You're your own boss, like, and everything. Like, it's like, and I know people that do that, and that's what they do for a living, and they make a really good money,
Yeah, you just got
and
to
they
be
have
okay
enough for
with.
cushion.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be okay with possibly
Yeah,
losing
it's a game.
money.
You got to. It's like I tell people with streaming: don't invest more into it than you're willing to lose, because you could potentially lose
Exactly.
every single cent that you put into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, straight. Yeah, that's a great analogy as well. Like, because it's like, I know so many people, oh, I want to start streaming. Like, I'm going to buy a PC when I start. It's like, why? Do you have an Xbox? Yeah. Stream off your Xbox. Do you have a
Yeah.
PlayStation? Yeah. Stream off your PlayStation. I started off on an Xbox One with a Connect for a camera, and I did just fine. I didn't get a PC or anything till probably a year and a half or 2 years after I knew, you know what, I could actually do this streaming. So I actually like it. I enjoy it. It's not just a hobby, but I've been told by others like, hey, I'm pretty good at it. I mean, I've had my ups and downs, and the with Twitch and everything, it's always up and down. But I start you could literally start off the basics. What I have now has taken me over 6 going on 7 years with a dual monitor, like really nice mic, equipment, a nice PC, my second PC that I've built. Like
Well,
everything just adds up to
what?
so much, but it takes time to
Yeah, I
get
mean,
here.
and to tie into what you're saying about like using old stuff. What's hilarious is I'm kind of reverting back to stuff from like 3 years ago that I still have. That I'm like, oh, it's backup, and I might need it one day. And like, like we were, talking about before I hit record was, and you're not the only one to mention it, like the hum from the other mic, and that like it's some kind of issue with it doesn't happen all the time. That's why it's hard to catch it and fix it because it doesn't happen all the time. But you and my roommate pointed it out to me, and so I just straight up, I'm using my old ass Yeti blackout microphone that has from like back when before the doc was banned off Twitch. A really
Oh my gosh.
yeah, from when he was still with G Fuel, and I have like PUBG stickers on it, Coastal King Coffee, or King Coast. I mean, like a bunch of old like stuff that like Dr. Lupo, Dr. Disrespect, like all these guys who they used to work with, because these were guys that I looked up to. Like, and what's funny, I know this episode we're just kind of riding the wave of wherever the conversation takes us, but you know, with the whole doc thing, you know, I know we talked about that a few weeks ago with that whole situation real briefly, but the thing that was interesting to me about the doc was I was never huge on his character, not because it wasn't a genius, because dude, the man is a genius. The man is a marketing genius. He is so smart. That's just not the stream I want to sit in and watch for 8 hours or 4 hours or 2 hours or even 30 minutes. But he's a damn good gamer. He is really good at games. So if you're looking for somebody to watch about, like if he's playing a game you are and you want to get better, watch the doc, because he's just naturally very good at games. But what I like about him is his camera angles. You can like obviously he has a lot of green screen, so you don't see his cameras, but you can tell he has a very intricate setup, and obviously he has a lot of money. But it's like my setup, which for people that are watching, I'll kind of turn this around. I mean, I just recently set back up my green screen, and I actually have this webcam and another one, and I have a DSLR, and I have a webcam, this webcam, I have another webcam pointing over here, and my DSLR, I'm actually going to be switching this webcam with my DSLR, and then this camera, I just set up kind of a makeshift racing simulation station with my PlayStation 5. The point I'm getting at, though, is he's very creative in how he utilizes his space.
Yes,
and that's
I totally agree.
That's what I have always appreciated about Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah,
I've always appreciated that and taken massive amounts of just educational stuff. So like when I watch streams, that's where I'm weird, I guess, than the average viewer of anybody's stream is. I look at what people are doing and I try to learn, not imitate, but I try to learn. Because in my head, I know what I see, and I know what I want my stream to look like. But sometimes I don't know how to get there. And sometimes you don't need thousands or millions of dollars to make that happen. You just need to have inspiration. Sometimes inspiration will get you there. And I feel like at some point we always come around to this conversation. I'm sorry I had to adjust my microphone or my camera, because when I moved it, it kind of like did that, and that was bothering me. But it's just being inspired and being creative to make stuff happen. You know, I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and I don't name drop. I'm not one of those people. I don't roast people on the internet. I don't call people out.
It's Steven.
It's Steven. But it is a guy that Josh and I know, and I know him because he was somebody I met through GameStop years ago. Just like Josh, he is somebody that used to come around my stream all the time, like literally every single day, like especially during 2020 when everything was shut down, like hours. And one day we were in the stream. This is my thing. I will talk to you all day long about how to start your stream. You can ask me, hey man, I'm thinking about streaming. What do I need, or what would you recommend? And what I will tell you 99.99999% of the time is you just have to turn the shit on and do it. That's the first step. And I remember I told him that. Well, he started. It's interesting how like some people will take that as like that means I can just come in here and talk to you all the time about my shit. And it all boils down to like streamer etiquette, right? Like you respect each other, in your space and stuff. And I remember one day,
There's
there,
rules.
yes, and there are the unspoken rules of streams. And
The unspoken rules of the road. Excuse me. Like,
oh my god. Jesus Christ, dude. No. Yes, actually, yes. So
it is unspoken until like you do something wrong, and then the streamer's like, "All right, let's exit out of this game. Go to dashboard. Okay, you must be new." Nala, can't you see we're doing something?
well,
I'm gonna let her out real quick.
okay, go for it. Let her out. I'll continue this. Actually, I'm going to wait until he gets back from letting her out.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah.
Cool. I'll clip that little segment out. It's no big deal. But so anyway, so he used to come in and, he would ask me questions and stuff. And I'm like, so finally, like, because I'm trying to remember, Caleb mentioned it to me and a few mods mentioned it to me. They were like, that is fine and dandy if somebody every once in a while has a question, but with how often this is, they should just message you. Like they could just send you a message on, and I slowly realized like this person is kind of like, it's kind of like the people that comment on YouTube videos. Like, hey, I just posted a video about this. You should check it out. It's like, what? This is my video. This is my channel. I don't.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna check your video out. Like, asshole. Like, check my video out. Did you even watch the whole thing? Like, you know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with networking, but I think that's the thing is people confuse networking with self-promoting. And there's nothing wrong with a good selfless, shameless plug every once in a while. I mean, we do it on this show all the time. That's why I give all of us time, either at the beginning or the end or both, to promote our shit. But you don't go into somebody's chat that you don't know or their comment section that you don't know and start like linking your shit. And unfortunately, this person like just kept constant. So finally, I'm friends with some, like, closer friends with this person's cousin. And this cousin I'm friends with, and right now that person's taking a break from gaming and streaming and stuff. But we used to play games together all the time and connect and do collaborations and stuff before that person took a break. And finally, I reached out to that person and I said, hey, Joe, I need you to talk to your cousin Steven and just let him know, like, hey, there's a thing as Twitch etiquette. And, at the time, like, as far as the success of my channel stuff, it was whenever my stuff was like really starting to kind of take off, and I was averaging, up. You remember those days? I was averaging 70, sometimes 80, 100 viewers, like, per stream and stuff. So, I reached out to this person and I said, I don't mind having these conversations. It doesn't offend me. It's just, it's becoming such a regular thing that it almost feels like this person is fishing for people to click. Not really because they have questions, because a lot of the questions were becoming very repetitive, like the same questions, like, hey, if I was to stream, should I do this? Oh, hey, if I stream this game, should I do this? Or if I stream, always put in there that they were gonna stream of some sort. And so I just said, hey, you need to have a conversation and just say, hey, there is a level of Twitch etiquette. We're just etiquette with that kind of stuff, to a point where it looks cringy. It looks really freaking cringy, and nobody's gonna actually watch their stream because they're being that way. And so that person just randomly disappeared, never came back. I guess they got ass hurt that I tried to be have that conversation in a respectful way. And
all of them.
Yeah, I wasn't attacking the person.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I wasn't attacking the person. I was just, hey, you should just tone it down a little bit because it kind of looks cringy a little bit by like people that don't know you. And
it's disrespectful when you come in and talk about your stream or what I hate the most is someone will come in and say, "Hey, have you ever checked out this streamer? Like, they're really good. You should check them out. I'm a mod in there." It's like, fuck off. What do you do? What? Like,
Yeah.
I'm sitting here doing my thing. I don't know who you are, and I don't know who that person is, and you're just going around as a mod trying to get other streamers, other people in other people's community and chats and hard work to go see someone else who just started. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Like,
And there's nothing wrong with like showing support, but there's a right way and a wrong way to do it.
absolutely.
You know, yeah, you want to hype, like, for example, Det is my fucking hype man. Everybody that knows her knows. She is my fucking hype man. She retweets every single stream. She is in the Discord
Yeah.
every fucking day. She is in my chat, whether it's on her phone or whatever. And she does all that on her own. I don't ask her to do any of that. But you have to have a hype man. You have to have somebody that believes in you as much, if not more, than you believe in yourself. Zach is my hype man
100%.
too. Sometimes Zach, like most of the time, Zach is my hype man. I understand, you know, he's a busy man. You know, he with his job, I'm not gonna disclose what he does, but it's very busy. It's very time consuming, and so even with all that, he is my hype man. You have to have people like that, and you have to connect like that. And if people on the outside see you're surrounded by people like that that believe in you as much as you believe in yourself, if not more, bro, people are going to gravitate to that. People are going to come in and just want to be a part of that. And really, you know, to tie all this back in, this is just a giant loop to tie back into the original conversation of, you know, live views and clicks and stuff. Is at the end of the day, you know, whether you're streaming off your Xbox or your PlayStation or you have a $10,000 PC, you know, you cannot control more than what you put out there. So you have to put the work in and the time in, and that's why I believe in trickle growth more than blow up growth, because I would rather have two people follow me every few streams than have one stream where it's a banger where I get like 10, 15, 20, 30 new followers or 100 or whatever, and then they never come back. I would rather have one or two people come in that follow and they like really like the content and then they come back. I treat follows like they're bookmarking me. And that philosophy I cannot take credit for. I actually give that credit to Ninja614, who I highly recommend if you like Elder Scrolls or role like RPG content. This man treats, if you do not talk in his stream and you follow him, it's not because he thinks he's better than you, but he will not say, hey Joe Blow, thank you for the follow. Because he treats it like you the viewer are making a bookmark in your follow list of like, this guy was interesting, maybe I'll come back, and you just, you know, you follow him. It's not like you're dedicating your life to coming there every single day. So a big thing that I used to have a hard time with, and I'm a transparent person. I don't mind sharing my flaws and my weaknesses because that, I think, makes you a better person when you can talk about them. But one of my biggest flaws as a content creator is people would follow me and they would watch me and watch me and watch me and watch me, and then one day they're just gone. They never come back because they're busy in life, or maybe I started playing a game they don't give a shit about, or whatever. And I used to take that really personal. And the thing is, you cannot take that personal.
Same.
Your content is a product. At the end of the day, it is a product. So, but I try so hard not to look at average viewers. I try not to look at any of that stuff. But like you said, unique viewers, like that, and live views. I just found what you're talking about, by the way, on my dashboard. Like, that's what we should look at as content creators.
Yeah.
If you have 13 viewers on average, or 15 or whatever, I average 13 today. I don't mind sharing that. I don't usually stream on Sundays, and I sure as fuck don't normally stream Gran Turismo. So that, I don't think, was a bad stream for playing a game I've literally streamed.
I thought it was super entertaining, and the different camera angle and everything. I thought it was fucking badass, even though I was like doing stuff and I didn't really say anything in chat. Like, I just get so I need to finish everything, and I'm just a
Oh,
planner, but I'm always there,
dude,
and I thought it looked
dude,
great.
I would
I
rather
was
when I'm
having
playing a
fun.
game like that, I'm gonna be real. I don't want to try to keep up with reading chat. So if I have like 20 people watching and like two people are talking to each other and they're having a conversation and they're enjoying watching,
Yeah.
I am so fucking content with that. Like that's a good
Oh,
strong
yeah.
that's a strong sign of a good community. Like that's people that are
Yes.
networking within within the community and connecting that away.
100%.
So, I was really happy with how my stream went today, uh
Oh, yeah.
but like today, like I had 258 live views. So I had,
See?
you know,
Those I feel like those are what count. Those are what
yeah,
matter, like, and that's the only like stats that I look at now.
yeah, and I mean that I think that's good, and it's up from my previous stream. Actually, I'm sorry, that is down just a little bit from my previous stream. But what do I normally stream? Elden Ring,
Elden
Dark
Ring,
Souls,
Dark
games,
Souls, yeah.
games like that. So to go from a game that I play all the time to a game that is extremely new to me on stream and only lose 34 live view clicks, that's pretty good. That's not bad. And as far
Yeah.
as unique viewers, which I assume unique viewers are not just Twitch, but also other platforms. I don't really understand what that is.
I don't
I need
either.
to look more into that, but it was up 50 from last night.
Oh, wow.
So, I'll take that. I'll chalk that up as a win. So,
Oh, absolutely.
so anybody starting out streaming, I know we've went from GameStop story to fucking streaming and back around to streaming again, but you know I think getting into streaming and stuff, I have experienced a lot of the industry on all levels. A lot of people will look at me and my channel and go, "You have 20 viewers. Why? How are you a Twitch partner?" I'll be the first person to tell you, I did earn my Twitch partnership, but it wasn't off of viewership per se. I worked.
You really
I
did.
worked my
You really
fucking
did.
ass off in esports and within the esports industry, and I was in a management position, and I managed uh, about 25 different content creators, and streamed and worked a full time job. And I did the management position completely free. I never received any payment. The only type of payment I ever got was the company I worked with was had a G Fuel partnership, and I got free G Fuel. That was my payment. Um, and they helped me get my partnership. I don't mind saying that out loud. I'm not ashamed of that. I don't think that's anything.
It's well deserved.
Yeah.
It
I
like it's nothing to be ashamed about. Like
yeah.
knowing you and meeting you from the org, I won't drop any names, but that first org that we met in, like, bro, like I already knew it, like, and I was even telling you, like, dude, this is your year, and that was the year you literally got partnered. Like, dude, you're gonna get partnered, especially like when we both left that first one, and we like when you joined that other one and took
I don't
on
mind
all
if you
those
say the other one.
roles.
The second one is fine.
Oh yeah, elevate,
Yeah.
man. Like when you got on that team and you started doing all that. I mean, yeah, you were busy and stuff all the time, and like you said, you literally were doing everything out of your heart, like, and showing your passion for it and managing, the streamer side of that team. Like it is very well deserved. Like, I've seen other people, like, and have seen or know other people as well, like who have literally gotten partnered off of like the dumbest shit for not doing anything, or you sit there and be like, no offense, but you're not that entertaining, you're not that good at games, like it's my like, but it's like at the same time you can't sit there because and say that, and I've like been on that side to say that, like, and it's like I don't really know what that person did to get to that spot just by looking at maybe a stream for 10 or 15 minutes and being like, cuz I don't even know that side. But
Yeah.
like knowing where you come from and like what you've done and what you're still doing and everything, and when you launch your merch too, I think you were probably out of anybody, not just in orgs, anybody I know besides like, crazy, Nick Merckx or, the Doc or anything. Like, you rep your merch, your brand better than anybody that I know.
Yeah, dude.
So, like, you literally show your passion and love in your stream, in your content, and you, like, this is like your baby. Like, this is like your job, like what you want to do, your dream. So it's like it is very well deserved.
Thank you.
But you could definitely see the difference between other partners too, like, how the fuck did you fucking get there? Compared to, like, yeah, you fucking deserve this. It doesn't even matter your viewer count. Like, it really doesn't.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, there's more than that than anything. And I've seen partnered streamers who have 0 viewers. And they only got partnered because, someone's like, hey, we know someone in Twitch and we could get you partnered because you're cool.
Yeah.
Even if you're not fucking cool, like that person, you're not
Yeah.
fucking cool. Like, it's very bad content. Congratulations on the fucking check mark, but god damn, like, must be nice. But when the people deserve it, it's like, fuck yeah, you definitely fucking deserve that shit.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. And what I want to say too about all this is to tie into what you're talking about and like showing. You're saying, like I show my passion like through rocking my merch. Like me, dude. When I was launching my merch, I basically, I'll be completely honest with people. Like, it was the Streamlabs store. I didn't publicly announce it. I set everything I wanted, and I bought one of everything.
Yep.
Except I had cell phone cases, and if obviously, like, if I had an iPhone, which I think at the time I had an Android, but I don't remember, so we'll just say it was an iPhone. I didn't obviously buy an Android phone case because I didn't have a phone for it to go with. But things like my shirts or my hats, or I even have a fucking bag somewhere like with my face plastered all over it for like the memes. I literally made a meme merch line of literally my face, like just copy pasted like different upside down and all over the place, like on shirts and stuff. And like I had a few people kind of insult that because they were like, I wouldn't do that. I don't want to wear a picture. I'm like, okay, then don't fucking buy it. Like, I don't care. Like, because I had people buying it, like people buying that shit, and it was fucking cool. And I don't push my merch like I used to, but also I've had a lot going on in my life outside of my content in very recent, like in the last year. I guess you could say I'm a full-time content creator now, because literally I lost my job due to some shitty circumstances, and that were completely out of my control. And so right now I am living off of driving Uber and streaming. So I guess, yeah, I am a full-time content creator if we want to be real about it. And honestly, I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I'm meeting a lot of even more new people. And I've actually had more growth since that's happened to me than before, when I feel like, I don't want to say working harder, but not having as much fun, if that makes sense. I always work hard in what I do, but I was so tired all the time. The things I was achieving, the things I was doing, I wasn't fully enjoying them like I was supposed to. But one thing going all the way back to 2018 that I will say, the reason why I do all those things so intensely. Sorry about that. The reason why
cough.
So the reason why I'm so intense about like repping my merch, like whenever like I said, I bought all my stuff, and then I did like photo shoots, and I'd post them on Twitter, I'd post them on my Facebook. I had people that didn't even watch my stream that knew me from working at GameStop and would literally send me screenshots of their orders, and were like, dude, I bought some of your merch because you're pursuing something you fucking clearly love. Like shit like that. Like, you have to surround yourself with people like that, because if you don't, you will never fucking succeed. You'll never succeed. All these big ass streamers like, you control your viewership by doing all this stuff. No, you don't. You have to have people that believe in you as much as you believe in yourself. Yes, you have to make good content. Yes, you have to work really hard. You have to also not be a fucking scumbag too. If you're a piece of shit, you might succeed, but in the short term, but in the long run, you're gonna get found out and you're gonna get fucking lit the fuck up, and your career is gonna fall off very fast. But so I used to like heavy promote my own stuff, and the reason why is whenever I went to TwitchCon in 2018, I went with Crispy, and I went with several other people that our whole intent was I want to network. I want to meet people that are way more successful than me, and I want to learn. Now, whether or not Crispy and those other people that we were with did that while they were there, I don't know. I don't care. I obviously had a great time with those people, and I cannot wait to go back. And Red, that's where I met Red for the first time in person, was he met me there. He unfortunately didn't go to TwitchCon, but he did meet me after TwitchCon, and dude, we fucking partied.
I picked you up on the last day.
Dude, we had a fucking...
You were like, oh, dude, I'm just walking out. I was like, I'm parked in the red zone. Where are you at?
Yeah, get your ass over. Get in the car. And yeah, I had my first experience with some California Kush that night. That was a good fucking time, bro. Whew. But
that was a really fun night.
Dude, that was fun.
We did a lot of shit.
Yeah, we partied until the sun came up. I went to sleep for like 4 hours and had to go back, get on an airplane, and fly back to Nashville. And then I streamed. like, bro, I was like, oh, guys, it was so fucking awesome. I don't even know how I'm awake right now. Because I partied every single night of TwitchCon. But it wasn't that I was wasting time partying. I was networking with all of these huge content creators, dude. I met in passing, I met Dr. Lupo, who it was just incredible because he was a big motivation, because that was when he was still on Twitch. He had rated me whenever he was streaming exclusively PUBG and Destiny 2. He had rated me with 1,000 viewers. I didn't even know this man.
That's insane.
And in my trailer on my Twitch channel, the first clip is him rating me, and I look like a freaking idiot, if we're being honest. I'm wearing sunglasses and I have a fucking sweatband on that's pink, and music starts playing from the raid, and I'm just like fucking dancing. And I'm like, oh, dude. Dr. Lupo with 1,000. I think my whole theme was like pirates. So I was like, with 1,000 landlubbers coming on in. And then the guy I was playing with, he goes, wait, a fucking 1,000 viewers? Is this real? And then like people started talking and stuff. And like I looked him who it was up on stream, and I was like, holy fucking shit. This guy just like pulled my stream up and sent every single person in his chat to my stream. And it was the coolest fucking experience I've ever had streaming. And then a month or two later, Choco Taco rated me with 1,800 viewers. And then
that's insane.
Yeah, and then like
He's a legend.
And then Black Ops 4 came out, and fucking TJ Halley, that happened, and it's clipped. TJ Halley rated me with like 2,500 viewers. Like, it was fucking insane. Like, bro, those were insane years. But the point was, though, is that when I went to TwitchCon, I met him in passing. I got to share that memory with the person that did it. I got to talk to him and ask him questions about, you know, what did you do to get where you're at? Like, you know, I got to ask Daniel the Demon, I think is his name. He was there. I met, you know, the chick that brought me on the elevator. I'm Alyssa. She was there. She's really great. I met, I'm trying to think of who else, man. Twitch streamer, but more so a comedian, Andy Milnakis. I met him.
That's
and I smoked
awesome.
weed with him, and that was fucking cool. And we just got to talk and connect. And I met Greek God X. I met him in the same moment. All these people, and I'm just like,
yeah. Who is the one person I didn't realize who it was till after that we smoked a J with right when we parked? It was some crazy partnered streamer. I forgot his name. But I didn't even know who he was. None of us knew who he was, but like I forgot his name. But when I looked him up, I was like, "Holy fuck!" And he's the one who gave us
he literally
some of that rip.
Yeah,
like,
dude, we got out of the car and went to walk in, and he's like, "Yo, you guys want some?" And like,
yeah, right there.
And I'm like,
with the security guard of the parking lot.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. And I was just like, "Fuck it." He has a Twitch hoodie on. He's got to be cool, you know. Just like,
get a partner badge on.
I'm just like,
I
fuck
don't
it.
even know this guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, yeah, Ninja's bus is over there. Like, I'm like, fuck Ninja. Like, everybody's like, oh, like
Yeah.
Ninja. Like,
Yeah, we were making
fuck
fun of Ninja like
like
85% of the time that we were there. And then I think probably the coolest memory that I have that is not like anything, that's not like a serious learning moment. It was just cool. I went into there was like a pizza shop down the road. I think it's called it was called like Love's Pizza or something like that. They were known for like a giant heart shaped pizza.
Yeah.
Anyways, though, I went in there, and I was in there with Nemo and Merc Anthony and somebody else and Mel. I'm Melissa, and we ordered 2 of these fucking huge pizzas, and it was gonna be $80, and there's a guy behind me, and he goes, "Oh, dude, these dudes, they're with me. I got it." And I'm like, I turn around and I look, and I'm like, we're not with anybody else. And I like turn around and look, and it's fucking Gassy Mexican.
Oh my!
He paid for it.
That's
a Gassy Mexican. Yeah,
I remember his streams.
Yeah, he paid for our pizza and drinks and shit, and was just like, yeah, they're with me, and just paid cash for it. And then after he paid for it, he goes, have a good day, and just turns around and walks out. That was it. That was literally all he did. That was the interaction, and I was just like,
that is awesome.
And I was just like, did that just fucking happen? Like, what the fuck is going on? And like, I don't know, man. It just sparked this. I love this. This is what it's about. Like this, we are all connecting in this moment, and it wasn't about getting free pizza or getting free weed from some fucking partnered streamer that we can't even remember his name right now. Like, the point is that all of us came together for this one thing, even if it was different games, Rainbow Six or Call of Duty or Battlefield, whatever it was. Like, all of these people came together and connected, and we all, at the end of the day, were there for the same reason. It doesn't matter how successful you are. Obviously, you had your fucking egotistical assholes who thought they were like way better than everybody else. But for the most part, everybody was super cool, really nice. The partner party was cool. I got to go as a +1 because Crispy, I love him, but he did bail on me, so I had to go in with Mel. So I was her +1 to the partner party. But all of us had a good time, dude. And there were actually, from that first organization that we are not name dropping, I met up with a lot of people from that organization that to this day I'm still cool with, including Tyler. Yeah. But other people though, like there was like the college football field for San Jose was like not too far away, and they had like this big Twitch party thing after, like, it was I think it was Saturday night. But they had this really big party and inside the football field, and they had live music and stuff, and it was cool, man. I met literally people all over the world. And what's interesting about Ninja 614, I have the picture somewhere. I have to try to find it. I didn't realize it. So Ninja 614 is a very successful partnered streamer for Elder Scrolls Online. He's actually on the stream team for Bethesda's not Bethesda, ZeniMax, their stream team for Elder Scrolls Online. And he's a great guy. Older retired biker guy. I assume he's retired based off the fact that he's a full-time streamer for Elder Scrolls Online. And I met him, and like in passing, and the reason why we connected was our beards. Because if you guys can tell, I trimmed my beard since last week, but my beard at the time was like down here, and his beard is like, his beard was even longer, but it was like white, like just like grayish white,
hand off.
Yeah, and shaves his head. So I saw him, and I was like, dude, your beard is fucking epic, and I hope mine looks even just remotely close to that. And then, like, we took a picture together, and then I didn't talk to him again or watch a stream or anything for a very long time. And then whenever I say recently, like 2020, I'm streaming Fallout 76, and I get a raid for like 800 viewers from him, and I'm like, I know this name. I know this fucking name. how do I know this name? And we're talking and stuff, and a few days go by, like after this raid happens and stuff, and I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, wait a second. I start looking for this picture. Well, I'm getting really excited. And I start looking for this picture, and I'm going through my phone at the time. I'm going through my phone and these and pictures and stuff, and I come across, I'm like, I met him. I fucking met him. That's why I know this guy's name. And it was just so cool. And
so
yeah,
cool.
He's such a great guy, man. He was hanging out in my Elden Ring stream last night for like the entire thing. I was like, God damn, dude, I've been on for 9 hours. You've been in here for like 6 hours. And yeah, he's just such a awesome dude, and that's the key right there, is just networking by hanging out. You don't have to fucking be like, hey dude, I'm streaming, will you check my shit out? No, I'm not gonna watch your shit because I don't know you. How about you get to know me first, and then I will spend time in your stream, and then I will raid you, I will host you, I will send, if I have 1,000 viewers, I will send them to you, because if I'm succeeding and you're succeeding with your community, like, and we're hosting and helping each other, like, we're both succeeding. So
exactly,
the whole like, I want to take Tyler's viewers because he has more viewers than me or whatever, is so fucking childish and such a one-dimensional way to look at content creation. You don't, it's like these YouTubers, these really big YouTubers that share communities. Like, you know, it's like I watch Review Tech USA. I watch fucking, who's the other guy I watch a lot of? I'm totally going blank on names right now.
Ron Jeremy.
Yes, no, the Act Man. I watch Act Man. I like those guys, like and Blame Truth and all these guys, like, because I was really big in Call of Duty. 8 Thoughts, like all these guys, they all like, whether they realize it or not, they all share a lot of the same community, because at some point or another, at some point, their paths crossed because they talked about similar topics.
Yeah.
And in the case of like 8 Thoughts and Blame Truth and Narrow Cinema and all those guys, like, they talk about each other. You know, they don't have to go to their fucking comment section and ask them to come check out my cool new video on this topic. Like, they mention each other, and and people that don't know who those people are, they go, oh, well, if I like watching Narrow Cinema and he mentions Blame Truth, and Blame Truth, his nickname is the Codfather, and everybody's crediting him with being the very first legit Call of Duty commentary channel, and he still delivers in that format, I might like this. And then you go over there and you're like, holy shit, this is a whole new direction.
I like it.
Yeah, like, this is a new angle on this topic that Narrow's talking about it, but it's a different delivery point, and I like it. And now you have 2 creators that you like. Why do you want to steal each other's viewers? You shouldn't be stealing. You should be sharing. You should be growing and expanding. So I love this kind of stuff, man. I could sit here and just go on and on and on about it. So it's one of those things where if you're watching or listening and you're thinking about getting into streaming, or you are already, and something is just not clicking and you have questions, I will never claim to know all the answers. But if it's something I have any knowledge or experience in, whether it hurt me or helped me, I will share it with you. Just don't do it whenever I'm live streaming, because I will not answer your question.
That's what's hard too. Like, people want to ask you at the, like, not necessarily the wrong time, but just like just a time where it's like, this isn't the right time. Not like, oh, this isn't the appropriate time, but it's just like, I'm streaming right now. Like, I'll talk a little bit, like, very briefly about it, but then I want a game. Like, you could definitely hit me up, you know. And then it's like, you know,
my thing is like,
it's hard when you're streaming and people want to talk about that.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Is like, I have an open Discord, like a server.
Yeah.
You could always just be like, you could at me and be like, hey, I have a question about something, can I DM you? Like, that I will almost always answer, unless I overlook it, because I get a lot of DMs and stuff, but from different people. But if I catch it, I will always answer. I have a guy, he's younger, he's probably like 18, 19, and he will just randomly message me to tell me, hey, I hope you have a good day today, or hey, did you have a good day today? And literally that will be the exchange. But I can tell it really makes his day. It makes my day to know that somebody literally just takes like 5 minutes out of their day to go, hey, I hope you're having a good day today. Like, that goes
Yeah.
so far for me, like people that do that kind of stuff. And that's like with my friends like Tyler or whoever. I try my best to just on occasion just mess up, hey, are you just doing okay today? Because that kind
Yeah.
of stuff can go so far too. But that, as far as asking about stream stuff, that's always been my preferred way. Like, um, I think one of my favorite people I've ever engaged with is Classy Katie and Ezekiel 3. I don't know if you know them or not, Red.
Classic Katie. I think Kayla dropped her like link or something, and I actually watched her Classy Kate the other day. And she was an awesome streamer.
Yeah,
Awesome streamer, super entertaining, like, and it kept me like glued to like, oh, I
yeah,
want to get up, but no, I don't, because like, but I haven't seen the other person.
yeah. Ezekiel 3 is, I think they're married, but they did it like very different. They didn't do like they're very weird people in a good way. Like, that's not a bad thing that I'm saying that they're weird.
Yeah.
They suit each other fucking perfect. But Zeke, he goes by Zeke, but Zeke has been on Twitch since the beginning of Twitch. He's like
Justin TV.
yeah, he's a fucking OG. Like, he ran the website for a long time, and he's a variety streamer. He doesn't play shooters. He literally has something on Sundays called Indie Sundays. And he will just go through
Uh-huh.
and pick out like the shittiest indie games and just play them. Like, that's the thing. There's all these people that are, oh, you got to play Fortnite, or you got to play Call of Duty, or you got to do this. You don't have to just play these niche
No.
games. You can literally play anything you want. You just got to be a good person. You have to be entertaining. You have to be good at what you do.
Yeah.
And again, surround yourself
With the
with
correct
the right people.
right people.
But
That's the thing too. When people go, "Oh, you need to be streaming this," or I want to. I'm new to streaming. I'm gonna start streaming, and I'm gonna start streaming Call of Duty, like Warzone, and I'm like, why? Like, I've been for me, I can say why, just because look, that like I've already grown in the Call of Duty like community, and if you're just starting, it is very hard to grow. Expect like with all these pros, all these, all these Warzone gods, like all these tournaments, like even for me, if I even do it when I've been in the Call of Duty like community for so long, it's like even for me, it is hard to grow. But when I take a step back and go, you know what, I'm gonna play an old Call of Duty, or I'm gonna play an old game, an old indie game, and just anything old, and then you gotta look like, okay, I'm gonna play Battlefield 4 today. How many people are fucking streaming this? How many people view this? And you're just like, I know for a fact, with the people that I bring in, I could be on top of that and bring in new people playing an old game, and
yeah,
then
for sure.
you know so there is ways to grow and look around everything, but it is hard if you are just streaming. And I tell everybody this: if you're a gamer, right, and you want to stream. If you sit down and you play for more than 8 hours a day, or even 6 hours a day, fuck, even four. Four is like the beginning stage of just fucking streaming. Once you reach 4 hours, and you should be doing 4 to 6 hour streams tops, because during those first couple hours, you might not have everybody that's off work yet, and you got to find out the days, the times, everything. It's You literally have to stream every day to look at those, not just statistics, to make it to where, okay, these are the best days to stream, this is the best time to stream on those days. But like, you have to worry about what game you're playing, how, like, who is actually watching that, who will go into your stream, like, and even if you have one fucking person, you have to talk to that person. You really do,
Yeah, yeah.
otherwise they're gonna dip.
Yeah, it takes a long time, a really long time to get to a point where you can just turn your shit on, not talk to anybody, and people interact with each other while you're doing your thing. Like that is a very hard thing to obtain. It's almost impossible, and
Yeah.
the 1% of Twitch that's achieved that is a very privileged space. Like it really
Yeah.
is, and I am very far off from that. Um, but I will always say the most entertaining streams are the ones where even if there's so many people I can't talk, if I see a streamer that's doing, say, like, for example, Classic Katie, she averages like 100, anywhere from 100 to like 200 viewers. Like that's kind of her normal day, like in the 1 to 200 viewer range, sometimes more, especially when it comes to D&D. She's really big with Table Story. If you guys watch Table Story, she's on Table Story. But she will just pack a bowl and sit and just chatting, and she'll be like, okay guys, today we're gonna play whatever we're gonna play, and then she'll sit there for literally 3 hours and fucking talk and just chatting and go, holy shit, I didn't even start my game up, like. And then, like,
Yeah.
so like the point I'm getting at is like the insane level of engagement that she has is to a point of like she's not even playing a game, but she has herself and the people she's interacting with so invested in whatever conversation they're having. Literally, that she could look at the fucking wall and talk about like pot. Like for she lives in Colorado. She's a big smoker. It helps her with her mental
Oh
health and
yeah.
stuff. And she will sit there and just talk and talk and talk about the benefits of it and why it's good for you and this and that, and with her conditions and stuff. It's not my place to share all that, but generalization of what kind of what she talks about.
Oh
And
yeah.
that, to me, like, I've sat in her stream for hours and just literally while editing a video or like doing something with my stream and just listened to her talk to. And it's just, even right here, her Twitter, I just opened Twitter a minute ago, and she literally just popped up on my feed, and which is weird because I follow her, but over in the side box it said relevant people, and she popped up, and it said her bio says manic talker, meaning she doesn't shut the fuck up. Like,
Yeah.
and that's not a.
But I feel like that's what people want now. Like games are fun. Like like we've talked about this 100 times, but not like on here. But I literally feel like people now, especially viewers, they don't like. We get it. You like Call of Duty, Red, or Tyler. Like you like Call of Duty. Are you good at it? You're okay at it. Do you have fun on it? Do you like it? Like we get it, but we want to get to know you more besides just watching you play a game.
Yeah.
And ever since I've been involving, like, just chatting in the beginning of my stream towards the end, it's like those those parts will bump up, and then it's like people just want to get to know me. They want to vibe with me, and it helps me get to know them better. And I feel like especially nowadays that's what people are needing. That's what people are wanting. And just like whether it's a streamer that fucking cares, or that listens, or anything, that just that have those good vibes. I mean, I'm not perfect. I'll have my days, my moments, and I have mental health issues as well.
Me too.
um
I think we
and
both
it's
do
like,
in that regard.
oh yeah.
Mm.
And it can be difficult sometimes because I could come off a different way, because of certain things that I am. I have like autism and stuff like that. So it's like, I can come off a certain way. I can say things that could make someone go, "Wow, this person's an asshole," but not knowing that in my head, oh, I don't see that. I'm not coming off that way, but people just don't know that. You know what I mean? So not only am I trying to figure that out, but I'm also trying to take a step back and be like, I need to say things differently, or in a different tone, or in a different matter. And it's like holy fuck, it is so hard. But at the end of the day, it's like, fuck, dude, because you could see, like, okay, like, from all the years that I've streamed, I could be like, I don't see these people anymore because of how I probably used to be, which is understandable. I'm not hurt about that. I did that to myself. I changed that. So it's like you're constantly changing as a person and learning and growing. And the people that literally stick around and see that are the real fucking supporters, are the real fucking people that fucking, hey, I get what you're saying, I get that. And then you do, because there's so many people that could be like, oh, you said this, I'm unfollowing, and they'll say it right in chat, like, oh, you're not going to check out or my channel, or you're not going to play with me, or you're talking to me like this, and it's like, dude, like, this is my channel, man, like, you know what I mean? And you try to be accepting and everything as much as you can, but at the end of the day, it's like, this is my baby. I'm here to get away and escape the world, not bring on more of the world and fucking just be like fucking stressed out all the time. This is my escape. So, you have, as a content creator, you have to learn to change, learn to grow, and learn how to be, literally, you have to learn to be a better person. And like, I think both of us are definitely great examples of that, just from how, where we've come from being a lot younger to where we are now, especially with our age, and learning and seeing from other streamers, like you said, not necessarily taking what they do, but just like as a professional standpoint in the Twitch, or um you know YouTube streaming, just a streaming in general community.
So with all that being said, I have a question for you because I think it's a fair question in that regard. Because and um, props to you for embracing what you've recently discovered about yourself, and you're working on yourself. I'm saying that because you brought it up. So my question is, while we're going through these growths, like us, for example, as content creators, and we're dealing with our own stuff, obviously everybody is experiencing their own trauma, and they're learning how to grow and develop as a person. So how do you feel about viewers that come in, or even people that watch YouTube videos do it? I see it sometimes, that like trauma dump, that like they're like issues that they're dealing with. They're like, or like there's always like, sometimes there's that one person that comes in every single time they come in. They may only come in literally once a month, and I have about 6 people that come to my mind, that I maybe see them, if that, once a month, sometimes once every 3 months, sometimes once a year. And
Yeah.
but when they do, it is just like, it's just like they came in and were just like, here is all my fucked up shit in my life that happened since I talked to you last. And instead of just coming in and being like, hey, how are you doing, and like easing into it and kind of being there and then like reaching out, they just are like, here's all my problems.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's
I,
everything. I think it's just an overload, and half the time when that happens, it becomes very awkward for me, because it's like,
I don't know what to say. I don't know.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know what to say.
Eh, eh,
Like, like you said, hey, how's it going? Like, ease into it or something, instead of like, okay, I thought you left my stream because you either didn't like
I
me or
thought
didn't
I did
like the
something.
games I'm playing.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then they'll be like, "Oh, I'm going through blah, 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 blah," like all this stuff, and then you just get, especially with like my condition, I'm just gonna be like, this is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
This is like, for me, just because my how I am,
Hmm.
um, it it's weird because I'm a content creator, like, and I like to stream, but it's easier for me because I don't have to look at people. I
Yeah.
don't have to, like, and the people that I talk to are people that I've actually grown close to, and like either relate to, or we've had like our moments or anything, like whether we have disagreements or anything like that, we've been able to work through it. But then when it's someone that I just don't know, especially with my mental health, and they come in and I'm trying to, clear my mind of all this stuff, and then like it's like, I don't I don't even know. I could give you the best advice of what I've gone through, but that's it. Like, other than that, it's like half the time it's like, and you can't avoid it, because then people would be like, "Oh, this guy's a dick. He's ignoring like what this person's going through." It's like, that's not it. I have to process what you're going through, and it's hard for me to understand what you're feeling because I don't know feelings like or anything like I don't I have to be told, and it's really weird and different, but it's like I don't know how to approach that. I don't know how to give you that crazy advice, and I'm not a therapist. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, "Oh, this is what you should do, this is what you can do." I don't know. All I can do is give you life experience from, hey, this is what I did, this is what it did to help me, and it may either help you or it might not. And at the end of the day, I'm just here to play video games and like hang out and stuff. Not saying that I don't care or anything, but it can come off that way. And then people will be like, they'll send you a message like, you didn't even care, you didn't even read it. It's like, I'm unfollowing you, I'm unsubbing to you. It's like, okay, like what do you want me to say? I haven't heard from you for,
Yeah.
like you said,
Yeah.
months, weeks, or especially the people that'll have uh their name changed, and then they'll be like, "Hey, do you remember me?" It's like,
No, because
"No.
I don't know your
I've never
name.
seen your name." Like, I've never seen
Yeah.
your name, and it just popped up as like a first time chatter, like, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I've been in here since the Battlefield 4 days." I'm like, "I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
That was 6 years ago,
Yeah.
and I can't remember
Yeah,
that
and it's
far."
saying
And
first
then they
time
get
chatter.
pissed at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, then they get pissed at you, and then they make you feel bad. It's like, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just being honest. Like, I don't know who you are when you come in with another name. Even if you come in with that same name and it's been 2 years since you've stopped by. Oh, Red, it's been so long. Tyler, it's been so long since I've been in here. Have you been? Good. Who is this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then they get offended by it, but it's like, like that, like, you're not gonna fucking remember. I don't
Yeah.
care who you are, especially even no matter what streamer, like, whatever level you're at, especially a big time streamer. Like, you think half of those people are able to remember anything with thousands of people fucking talking in a chat? It's the same with 10 people,
Yeah.
5
For
people.
me, like when it comes to that, and it's the same way in real life for me. So being in sales for so long, for 10 years, like, I'll be 30 and on May 13th, I'll be 30 years old. I started working retail, like for the man, corporate retail when I was 20. So
Yeah.
almost 10 years, like literally almost 10 years. But one thing that I learned was because one thing that I always learned to do to be able to maintain a relationship with somebody, because working in that kind of retail like GameStop or T-Mobile, I may only see a person once a year, like Christmas time when they're buying a game for their kid, or when the
Yeah.
new iPhone comes out, or when the new Galaxy comes out, like, and then I may not see you for a year. So I always tried to associate something from our engagement, our interaction,
Yes.
with the
Yeah.
picture of your head, of your face in my head, like that. And I don't
Yeah.
remember your name. And with Twitch, I you can't do that.
It's even
I don't
harder.
see
It's
you.
even
So
harder.
if all I see, if I'm just reading text, like, for I'll just use the example debt, right? Like, for this example, just say debt, even though she's a mod and all that. Obviously, I'm gonna remember her, but we'll just say debt. Like, if debt spends, we'll just say, a month straight every day in my chat, and we talk about
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff, and she's telling me, for example, Det loves to write. She's a writer. She is fucking amazing. I actually want to bring her
Yes.
on when she finishes her book, and I want everybody to be told about this fucking book by her, because she is so
That would be
talented.
cool.
But the book's not ready yet, but I have read a lot of it, and that she's written so far. She's written almost 30 chapters. I think she's on chapter 29, and it's so good. It is so, and I'm not a big
Yeah.
reader. I'm really not a big reader unless it's very
Man, I
descriptive,
hate
because I
reading.
have to picture what I'm reading, and if there's not,
It has to be like
yeah,
real,
yeah, yeah,
factual for me.
yeah, for you, factual. For me, it has to be descriptive. That's why I know I always throw back to your brother with him being our DM, but god damn it, dude, he is so descriptive that I literally picture every fucking thing that he's talking about. And that's the way it is when I read. And she writes like that. And anyways, point I'm getting at though is she constantly talks to me about stuff she's writing, and she shares interesting things about herself, not just her problems. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
like obviously we talk every single day because she's my moderator. So I know what her problems are in life. She knows what mine are. But
Yeah.
but before we were that close, like, she wasn't trauma dumping all her fucking issues on me. She was just sharing things like, I knew that she wrote. I knew that she was new to gaming at the time, and she liked Horizon Zero Dawn, and that I was playing it, and that my stream was really fun because she came in and she just forgot about her life problems for a few hours with all
Exactly.
of the other people there
Exactly.
doing the same thing. And and we developed that bond, that relationship, because she was there every single. I'm not saying you have to be in a streamer's stream every single day to have that kind of recognition, but you have to give the streamer as much of a memorable experience as you want them to give you, for them to remember who you
Exactly.
are. And like Red was saying about changing your name, one of my other favorite variety content creators is a platypus. Highly recommend Max. He is an incredible content creator. I watched this man take peyote and fucking play fucking Sekiro. And you want to talk about
Dear God.
fucking entertaining?
Oh
Holy
my
shit.
God.
The man, he has a desk like I do that you can raise and lower. He took the legs off, put it on the floor, and sat cross-legged for like 12 hours on peyote and played Sekiro. And this shit was
Dear
awesome. It
God.
was awesome. It was the most entertaining. The best part was he remembers people. He remembers their name. And I remember I rebranded to Redbeard TV from Captain Redbeard, and he goes, Redbeard TV, Captain Redbeard. Is this Dan? Is this Dan? And I
Yeah.
said, yeah. He goes, I hate fucking name changes, but your name's close enough, and I guessed. I'm so glad I was right. And just, but like, he had somebody ask him that right after it happened, and they were like, well, you didn't say hey to me. And he was like, dude, your name isn't even fucking remotely close to like what your name was. Like,
Exactly.
like you went
Exactly.
from like fart sniffer 69 to like I like big titties. Like they're the
Exactly.
opposite, you know. Like they're totally. I know that's like a very, but I mean, it was just that extreme of two different things in the opposite directions, and streamers are not going to know if they don't know you personally, like, and you telling them like, oh hey, by the way, I changed my name, like, you know, whatever.
We get hate for that.
But
It's not like we're trying to hurt anyone's feelings or like fucking destroy someone. It's literally us being honest, because we could sit there and be fake, right? We could literally sit there and go, oh, I remember you. Yeah. No, I would rather be real and be like, to be honest, I'm sorry. I don't know if you changed your name or what. But I don't know who you are. And like, if you get offended because a streamer, not just a streamer, a person, an individual is saying, I'm trying to remember, I'm sorry, I don't. It's been months, it's been years, and even when you were in here, I'm sorry you weren't that active, so I can't remember. That's just me being honest to say, hey, get to know me more, let me get to know you more. But people take that as in, fuck you, you don't remember me. And it's like you said, fart sniffer to I like big cars and trucks.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah, yeah.
what? I'm not gonna remember you. I'm sorry, but like, let's be factual here, you know?
Well,
And my dog's going off to like the benefits of being a single dog parent. What do you want?
all right, so Red had to go let the dog out. So to continue our conversation, though, the whole point is, you know, there to put the shoe on the other foot, you know, because so many people are like, well, you're the streamer, that's easy to say. Again, I worked retail, and I just told you how I remember people. There was so many times that people would come in and go, you remember me? And then they're like, I'm sorry, but I don't remember you. And I'm like, that's okay. That dude, it's been like a fucking year.
Yeah.
Like it's fine, you know. Like I'm again, I don't know for a fact. Me and you had this conversation. I've never been clinically tested, diagnosed, or observed, but I show a lot of traits of autism in certain regards, and my memory of being able to remember specific things, like random fucking things, that have no correlation to what's going on or faces or just I don't remember names, but I can remember a face, dude.
Yeah, same.
There are
I
just
have to see you in person.
like that. Those are just me and you have talked more in detail about things that I show traits of, but like those are just like certain things, and like that's one of the things. Like I can see you, you can never tell me your name, and you can like randomly fart or something like and I will that will be my memory that I'll put in my head of like I walked by this person and okay screenshot of their face and they farted and now I remember what that person will look like until the day I die until they alter themselves to where they don't look like that anymore. Then obviously I'm not going to recognize them, but I can pretty much yeah people that I haven't seen in years I've ran into out in public and been like, oh, I don't remember your name, but yeah, we interacted here and did this and did that. And like, what was your name again? Like, there's nothing wrong with forgetting somebody's name. So whenever that happens, like, it always boggles my mind. Like, I've had people get so offended by that. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but like, it's nothing personal. So at the end of the day, but man, holy shit, man, this has been a really fun conversation. And
oh yeah,
I've really enjoyed it. And truthfully, to be completely transparent, I had like 3 other things I wanted to talk about, and none of this was on that list. But this was just this. I just, bro, this was such a good, fun conversation. I know. Last week we talked about the whole Will Smith thing. So the only thing I'm gonna say. Because whenever we recorded, there was a lot of information that had not come out yet. There was a lot of speculation on things. Yeah. So the only thing I'm going to say in regard to it, because I think at this point it's beating a dead horse talking about it, because so many hundreds and thousands of other channels and like people that write articles and shit have already talked about it. But long story short, man, because we brought up mental health, I'm just gonna say this. I really hope he gets some help, man. He like doing more digging after our discussion and stuff. Like he is in an extremely toxic relationship to the point that he has lost everything he spent his entire life building up to in that moment, and that's really sad. And I think, sadly, I think she knew that.
Respected actors too.
I think she knew that, and I think that she used that as an opportunity to take that from him. And that's kind of fucked up to say, but after observation and looking at stuff again, I think that was part of her plan to just big dick Will a little bit more than she already was. And that's really sad, and it's upsetting to say that, but yeah. So that's all I got to say about that. Too, I don't want to spend too much time talking about it, but yeah.
And then I think what were you saying next week?
Dude, why is my audio doing that again? Hold on.
Hello.
I don't know that it's you. Hello. My audio's been weird today, so it was doing this earlier when I was playing. It may be on my end.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, now you sound fine. Say that again.
Okay. I forgot.
Oh my god, that's funny.
The blessings and curse of Oh, I think you did say that Josh wasn't here and stuff, and one of the big topics that we were going to talk about tonight, which I think would be a good conversation because he knows a lot about it, is the whole E3 situation that's going down.
So yeah, they canceled E3 for 2022 until 2023, and I will not lie, I was trying to look up more details on it right before we started because that was going to be his topic that he covered tonight. But he had some family matters he had to attend to that kind of came up last minute, and I don't care who it is or what it is. If it's family, it comes first. Like if I have something come up right before I'm gonna reschedule to do our episode if it's related to my family. So it's
absolutely
so yeah,
family is always first.
Yeah. So but based off what I kind of was looking at, they announced it on March 31st. Sorry, we're in April, March 31st. So a lot of people thought it was like an April Fool's thing, and I just kind of like did some looking and reading very quickly right before I hit record, and turns out actually it is not an April Fool's joke. So, in my honest opinion, E3 I feel like falls into that GameStop conversation that we had an hour ago now. Um, yeah, an hour ago. Yeah, we're on 2 hours.
Tonight's been
Yeah,
good.
we're on.
I think we're the best when we just fucking wing it, but it does help when we have the topics planned out
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I've always been better. It's so well. Before I tell that story, let's put a pin in that, and I'll tell that story in a second because it is funny about winging it. So if I don't bring it up, I want you specifically, Tyler, to be like, Dan, you were gonna say something about winging it, and then I'll tell the story if I forget. But the thing with my personal feelings on E3, generally speaking, I feel almost kind of like GameStop. Like it's one of those things where when you went to GameStop and you waited till midnight for like Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops 1, like that is a nostalgia trip whenever I go to YouTube and I look up videos on midnight releases for these games. And I think one of my favorite memories of working at GameStop personally was the midnight launch for Black Ops 3. I personally worked what came before Ghost? I'm so sorry. Was that it was
Was it Modern Warfare?
Was it Modern Warfare 3 then was it Black Ops 2?
I think it was Black Ops 2 that came before Ghost.
I don't remember what came out right before it, the year before.
You know what? I think that Black Ops 2 and Ghost came out in the same year, and Black Ops 2 just went fucking skyrocket over Ghost.
Let's see. Now I need to verify
I could be
this.
wrong.
Now I need to verify this, but while I'm looking this up, or will you check that for me? Will you see? Will you?
What am I looking?
Yeah, pull up the releases, the Call of Duty releases in order, and see what came before Ghost. Because I started working there that year. That was in 2013, which I believe was Ghost. But I came in at the tail end of whatever COD was right before Ghost, and I just cannot fucking remember for the life of me what it was. I think it was Black Ops 2, but I could be wrong. So I just want you to verify that for me. But while Tyler's looking that up,
It was Black Ops 2 that came out in 2012.
Okay.
And then 2013 was Call of Duty Ghost. Yeah, we are good.
Okay, cool. So I started working there right before Call of Duty Ghost to kind of give context to when I worked there. So I started in June, and Call of Duty Ghost came out in November. That was whenever CODs used to come out in November, not October. I hate October releases. They still to this day do not feel right, even though we've had 4 now in a row that's come out in October. It just does not feel right to me. But starting with Ghost, I used to host midnight release parties at our store, which obviously, like, in hosting those, it's kind of always been up to the store and the leadership of the store, like how well or bad those go as far as if they're fun or not. And with Call of Duty, we used to partner with Aaron's, which is like Rent-A-Center basically. It's like one of those rental places, and we were really good friends with a guy that was in a level of management with Aaron's. So he used to bring 2 70-inch flat screens. 2 70-inch flat screens up to the store, and then we would unbox 2 PlayStations or Xboxes, or whatever the main console was for the game. I think for that year it would have been like Xbox, I think, if I'm not mistaken. That was like the last year Xbox was the thing, I think, like the main thing. And then when PlayStation 4 launched shortly after, it took over. PS4 took over. But we did like a launch party. I did like tournaments. I did it for that game. I did it for Advanced War. I literally did it for every single Call of Duty that I worked there. My favorite was Black Ops 3. I still have the video on my Instagram of just the parking lot full of people just just freaking out waiting for this game
sick.
and just fucking I'm getting chills just thinking about it. Like literally just got chills because like you'll never experience that again. That it will never be on that level again. And that's why when I see especially Call of Duty, like when I see it now, I'm just like I am so fucking sad because it's just fallen so far. I don't care what anybody says. It's in the worst state it's ever been in. It truly is. And I don't give a fuck about... Really? I personally don't give a shit about Warzone. I'm a 6v6 guy, and it is in the worst condition it's ever been in. There's no passion and no love for it in that regard anymore. It's all Warzone. It's all microtransactions now. And...
I will say Raven has stepped up, though, and it's better late than ever, they would say. But... they are starting to focus on a lot of changes and reaching out to the community, but I feel it's way too late for that. Like, it's way too late, and now if they take what they're doing now into the next Call of Duties, like Modern Warfare 2, I am excited for Modern Warfare 2 just because I am a huge campaign guy. I think that's another thing.
MW 2019 had a
loved. Oh yeah, I love the Call of Duty gameplays and the campaigns, and I played all of them on the hardest difficulty and just to challenge myself. But like, I don't want them to do that with Battlefield and just take out the Battlefield was. Oh my god, I love the campaigns. I love the story modes, and then it's like, gaming is just not how it used to be. Like, not gaming, video games, like. I was I think the one thing that drew me to Call of Duty, especially, it wasn't just the multiplayer. Multiplayer was fun, but to know the fucking next story, to know what happens next, to see where it progresses, like, it's not like that anymore.
Well, the thing is, with like those older ones that you're talking about, like the items in multiplayer made sense because you seen them, you used them at some point throughout the campaign. And you felt more connected to the characters, even when you were playing multiplayer. Like it just made sense. So with all, like, to tie all this in though, our ADHD kicked in and we like veered off on that. But
I know now we're starting a whole different topic.
But
sorry,
no, that's
y'all.
okay. But like with the whole nostalgia trip of like going to those midnight releases, right? Like those days are gone. And sadly, and it sucks to say, like, we will probably never see that level of, like, hype publicly for video games. Like, look at Elden Ring. Look at Elden Ring. Like, I know this is a totally different thing, right? Like, it's a different genre and stuff. But Elden Ring is sold over 750 million units.
Yeah.
It is considered... Absolutely. It is considered one of the best and most successful franchises in years, and no midnight releases, no launch parties, nothing like that. It was all digital or shipped to or swing by the store and pick it up kind of thing. So tying this all back to E3, I feel like E3 is basically that. I feel like basically that is E3. Like, E3 is one of those things that all of us used to look forward to for years and years and years. And then it hit 2012 and Nintendo was like, this is irrelevant. Like, we have a massive platform as a brand. We could literally host our own version. Of E3. And we will probably do just as well as people watching or better than E3. And they've proven now this year what it is one full decade that they've done that. And I know people that to this day religiously look for Nintendo Direct to watch it, to see what's coming out.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not saying E3 is not cool and there's not cool things that happen at E3 or that come out of it. But it's becoming irrelevant. And it's sad, yes, from like a nostalgic perspective, but Microsoft and Sony already do their own press conference things. Why do they all now need to be in one place revealing the exact same information again?
Right? Yeah.
So, you know, like, I'm not saying E3 is a bad thing. I'm not saying all that to be a hater of people that like to go to E3. I just think in terms of relevancy, I think it's an irrelevant event. I think that a lot of information there is just shit that all the same people that go there to reveal stuff, they've already revealed it all online. They leak.
It's already
out.
It
gets leaked, as they say, and leaking as in, hey, check out this snippet of gameplay from Elden Ring, or check out this snippet of gameplay from the next Call of Duty, or the next Call of Duty that Treyarch is making 2 years out. Like, there's already stuff from that getting leaked. You know what I mean? Like, there's no true secrecy in products or projects like that anymore. Those big AAA games.
Oh, no.
Because they have failed.
To make you sit there and wait and, like, dude, they're not showing us anything. Now I'm super excited. And then, like, the week before it's about to launch, like, it's like, here's the trailer. It's like, what? Now they show a trailer like a year or more in advance, and then you're just like, this game's gonna fucking suck.
Well, it's just like we should have known about. I mean, I hate to say it, and I always get on this topic while we're streaming whenever I talk about games I was the most let down by this year. Battlefield. Like, I was so fucking let down by it, but all the signs were there, dude. They had the best. The game was a huge letdown. It is fun with your friends, like, to go in the bot lobbies and just fuck around. It is fun, but it's like I was telling those friends, I didn't buy this game to play bots. I bought this game to make content on it, and I can't even do that because it sucks. I have this PC. It's older now, but total when I built it, it's like it was like a $3,000 computer. It can't even fucking run the games.
It fucks.
Yeah, this PC fucks, and it's a dual PC build, like stream PC, gaming PC, and it's a solid rig, and it's been good, and it barely runs Battlefield on it. Like, it runs like shit. And it's like, I'm not gonna fucking deal with that. I'm sorry. Like, I love that.
Well, I deleted it.
I
uninstalled.
I love that franchise, but I'm not gonna fucking wait anymore, dude. Like, dude, I treaded through with you with Battlefield 4. I pushed through that horrible, awful launch of that game, and it became one of the best fucking first-person shooters ever made. Okay, my thought was they learned from their mistakes when they announced Battlefield 1. They learned from their mistakes. They're going to not make these same mistakes. What'd they do with Battlefield 1? Battlefield 1, I thought Battlefield 1 was fun for what it was. It was not the direction I wanted. I'll be completely transparent and say, when I hear World War I, World War II, I'm like, dude, what is it? 2001? 2004 again? Like, I don't give a shit about playing a game set in that time frame. Not because there were not great games that were set in World War II or World War I. There still are, but can we, like, I want to play something modern, and I want you to support it long term. I have always said that the dream and the ideal Call of Duty game is, give me a COD game like the OG Modern Warfare 2. Give me a Call of Duty like that, and then give me season passes like we have now that come out every like few months, like 3 or 4 months. Give me new maps. Give me new stuff. I'll pay the $50 for the map packs. I'm cool with that to support your game if you'll support it. Like, look at fucking CSGO, bro. That shit's been the same fucking game for like 10 years. And it's
still very popular.
And it is one of the most passionate, mind you toxic, but passionate communities on Steam. It is one of the most played games on Steam to this date. And you know that those guys still make shit tons of money, truckloads of money on that game.
Those tournaments are insane.
So to say that Call of Duty is dead, it's not because the potential isn't there. The problem is that there's no long-term support. And yeah, we're getting it now with like Black Ops Cold War and stuff, but dude, that game was fucking shit. Like, it was boring.
Cold War was trash.
It was boring. Everybody crouch walked everywhere. It was 1 or 2 lobbies. Crouch walking everywhere and sitting in a corner, or just fucking playing, like, doing a line of Adderall. Like, there was no... But that falls back on skill-based matchmaking, and that's a whole nother conversation that I don't want to get into. But, bro, like, there's no long-term support for these games, and to go...
They just keep making new games to add to it. Instead of, it's like, no,
yeah,
dude,
and
like,
what,
stop for a second
yeah,
and look at what you have here. There's so much potential.
yeah, and the trend of we got sidetracked again. So the trend though of the whole whether a game's going to be good or not though is just one thing I've started looking at is how much is being shown off of this game when it's in development. If the devs are taking the time making all these insane trailers and stuff, but not showing actual gameplay, for example, Battlefield, I've just made my mind up, and I'm gonna try my best to hold myself to this, hold myself accountable to this statement. Is if I see way too many trailers and way too many pre-rendered trailers specifically, if it's gameplay, that's different. But if it's a bunch of pre-rendered shit, I'm not pre-ordering it, dude. Because Battlefield burned me with that, dude. Their trailer this year was amazing with 2042. That trailer was awesome. I think they showed that at E3 last year or somewhere. And everybody lost their fucking mind, myself included, man. That was
Yeah.
an awesome trailer. And then we got,
The beta was better than the game,
yeah,
dude.
we got a
The
game.
beta was, I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is how it's going to be. This is perfect. This is what we all, and then the game release, and we're like, what the fuck happened? And come to find out, that was like a year ago beta from the actual like beta.
Yeah,
Like, it's
yeah,
like, what are you guys
yeah.
doing? Like,
And the thing that makes me sick, and I'm tired of hearing, don't get me wrong, I am very pro be smart, be safe with this COVID shit. I've had COVID and I'm vaccinated, and I had very mild symptoms, but I was still extremely uncomfortable. So whenever I say I am very pro, protect yourself, whether you believe in wearing a mask or not or whatever, like that is not a conversation that I want to have here right now. But so I understand why the point I'm saying that is I understand why these studios are like, we need to go home and work from home, because at the time there wasn't a lot of information about COVID. There wasn't a lot of information on how does it spread or how deadly is it, things like that. We were still learning that stuff. And the thing is people, these games, like every time they'd come out, the first couple ones they were like, oh, we were developing this in COVID. So the first couple times I was like, okay. But then I really started thinking about it. You have a game like Battlefield, you have a game like Call of Duty. Well, Call of Duty, those games are developed, like the process starts like 5 years. Well, Battlefield starts like 5 years before it releases. Call of Duty's 3 years before. COVID started just this year, 2 years ago, on like a grand scale of things. I'm sorry, I don't buy your fucking excuse anymore about this was developed in COVID. I know that's probably very, very like a controversial take on the matter, because I imagine sitting at home developing stuff is a lot harder than being in the office with all your coworkers doing it. With these games, and same with like E3 and stuff, it's like E3, I understand that's a big massive gathering of people and stuff, so I respect them in regards to taking and doing what's right for the health of the public in that regard. With games and stuff though, it's just like I'm just like what you would call an armchair developer, right? I don't actually know how to develop. I just know how to tell you what I would like for my games that I want to play, like to have. I don't know what the actual process is. But like, for example, Cyberpunk, I actually enjoyed Cyberpunk, but to say that I was disappointed, that would be an understatement. I was highly disappointed in what was the actual finished product. And then the fact that they were like, oh, this was developed during COVID-19 from home. I believe that some of it was at the tail end, but according to you, you guys started working on this actually before the PlayStation 4 even released.
yeah.
So either you just waited to start making it, or you're giving me a load of crap and you should have pushed your game back another year. So that that's why I'm just so, when it comes to like new games, I just have no excitement for brand new games until they like prove themselves. So I guess with E3, it's like, truthfully, I didn't even care anyways. I was probably not even gonna watch it because it's like all the games are.
Oh,
I hate to say it, but
I
all the
never
games are
watched it
probably gonna
anyway.
be
Like,
crap anyways, with the exception of
yeah.
like a few indie games, which ironically, the indie market, in my opinion, is better than the AAA market and has been for at least the last 5 years. So,
Yeah.
but
Absolutely.
that's when Josh is back next week, I mean, we can talk more about it briefly, get his thoughts and stuff on it. But it's a unique situation. I feel like still the world scenario that we're in. It's weird, man. It's like we're living in an alternate
Oh yeah.
reality, man. Have
Yeah.
you ever played Wolfenstein?
No.
So it's like, and this is the last thing, and I know we need to wrap up, but uh, that game is kind of like one of those alternate reality things. It's like you start out, well, there's the different ones, but the newer ones that has been released in the last 7 years or so, 6 or 7 years. The first one, uh, your name is BJ, and you are in World War II, and you're storming the beaches and stuff, and you end up you got America loses World War II, and you get knocked into a coma, and you like wake up like 10 years later or so, 10, 15 years later, and you're like, the fuck is going on? Because like there's Nazis everywhere, and like when you first wake up, you don't realize it's been that long. You think it's been like, a few months or whatever, if even that. And you wake up to like Nazis coming in and like taking people out to kill them and stuff, and it's been 15 years. And then the second one like picks up with that alternate like timeline thing, and like obviously like that's a very extreme like thing as far as that timeline, but some days it almost feels like we're on that level of extreme with like just the naturally occurring things going on in the world right now with like COVID and stuff. And to think it's been 2 fucking years already. Like it hit me the other day. I was like, holy shit, it's been 2 years. 2 fucking years. Like it's just a crazy thought, crazy feeling.
Oh yeah.
So, but anyways, I think this has been a fucking awesome episode. 2.5 hours, our longest one yet, of just us guys sitting here holding it down, talking. And I hope you guys listening have enjoyed it, because whenever I started recording, literally we were just having a conversation. I hit record because I was going to do the whole intro thing and we were going to start, but I just enjoyed our conversation to a point. I just let it go, to a point where Tyler was even like,
I had no
yeah, he was like,
idea.
are we going to start our podcast? And I was like, oh, dude, I've been recording for
Yeah.
20 minutes. What are you talking about? It's been great. This has been awesome content. So, um, so, Tyler, I just want to say thanks, man, for taking the time to sit down. I know this is a much longer session than we normally have, so thanks for taking the time, hanging out. I had a fucking blast.
Absolutely.
But I'm gonna let you do what we normally do. I'm gonna let you plug whatever you want to plug, and I'm gonna do the same, and then I'm gonna wish you guys in the audience a farewell. So go ahead for it, brother.
Red Berserker on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. I'm also the Master Chief of Tilted Rolls. And by the way, since it is Wednesday, this Saturday is our first campaign episode in Middle Earth for D&D. So all you D&D lovers, all you tabletop role-playing lovers, be sure to tune into that. It's going to be absolutely fucking awesome. We've worked really hard for this. 2 months to be exact. 2 months. We brought this up 2 months ago, and now we are finally ready. We got the YouTube set. We got an Instagram now. We have our Discord set up. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be exciting. Dan's also a part of it. He plays Toric Steelfist, and it's going to be an absolute fucking amazing adventure. Other than that, today's been sick. And yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks. Just to kind of repeat everything Tyler said, make sure you guys, first off, go give him a follow on his social medias. Super awesome guy, super down to earth, and just relatable in so many ways. I got to hype him up, fluff him a little bit, as they would say, fluff him up. But yeah, my name's Dan, or Redbeard, or Redbeard Plays on Twitch, Redbeard TV on pretty much every other social media platform. And I would love for you guys to come by, stream at any point in time, say hello. If you guys have questions like we talked about tonight, reach out. Reach out if you're trying to start streaming or make content yourself, and there's just something you're not sure about, like what we were talking about earlier. Like, don't be afraid to just boot it up. Just go for it. I'll always support people in that. I will not hold your hand, but if you have questions, you can always ask. And just like Tyler said, yes. So this Saturday is our very first live event for D&D. Tilted Rolls on YouTube. Down below here, there is information right below both of us for our social media and stuff, including Tilted Rolls. So make sure you guys go over and subscribe to that YouTube channel, because we will be exclusively streaming to that channel and posting there when it comes to our D&D content. So, and as he said, my name is Toric Steelfist, and I hope that you join me on my adventure to Bree. So without further ado, though, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in to today's podcast. If you're listening on Spotify and you've made it to this point, you guys are awesome. Thank you. We've got a good steady start of listeners there as well. So thank you so much for that support. And we will see you guys next week. And until then, don't get shit on.